Oh, I have no problem with you using that.
I just was wondering if it's something I could consider
Gate would also
using.
be off limits, but yeah, that's I think speaks for itself.
Planar Ally has this whole thing about paying the ally.
Yeah, you gotta give them gold. They show up and they're like, hey,
Does that happen with literally every
give me
Planar Ally,
some
regardless of
gold.
what their origin is? Like, even if it's
Uh,
Eldath, who doesn't really give a shit about money.
yeah,
That's
I think
weird.
so. It's weird. Yeah.
Well, based
Can
on
we
what I was reading,
barter system with that?
based on what I was reading, it costs a lot of money if you request their help for a long period of time. So if I want to
It's
use it,
a task measured in hours requires 1,000 gold per hour.
it's
Well,
10,000 gold per
fortunately,
day.
a fight would not be very long.
100 gold per minute.
Well, I mean, yeah, I could summon it for a fight,
Wish I got
or
paid that much.
but if there's something like crossing some sort of hazardous, or getting across a hazardous area, that's also another possible thing I could ask them to help with. I've never done it before, so I don't know what it'll look like. I don't know if it'll just be like
What
a
is?
rabbit or like a tree.
No, I mean, I think I'm trying to see what the specifics are because I thought this spell actually called out like what kind of allies they can be. Like it could if it just says a celestial, it doesn't even specify a CR rating. You could technically summon an Imperial or something really strong.
Well, I
Is it
suppose that's up.
RNG or is it just something that the DM
I don't know. There's not even
decides?
rolling. I think it's just the DM decides.
I remember Jester used that to deliver cupcakes to the witch.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
I mean, I know the god. It's Eldath, so I ask her for help, and she sends a celestial and elemental.
Must be or a no, you won't send a
loyal to
fiend.
her. She sends a celestial loyal to her.
You must be able to communicate with the creature. Payment can take a variety of forms. The celestial might require a sizable donation of gold or magic items to an allied temple, while a fiend might require a living sacrifice or a gift of treasure. Some creatures might exchange their services for a quest instead. As a rule of thumb, and then there's the money thing. The DM can adjust payments, blah blah blah. After the creature completes the task, they just leave. There's no specification as to.
If you can decide.
See, here's the thing. Like, there's no indication this even needs to be a monster as far as the monster manual goes. This spell almost seems like it's designed to be a servant who helps you for a specific period of time. It's not necessarily in combat. Because
one of the suggestions.
It does says help us fight in a battle. Yeah.
The instructions can be simple, such as like fly us across the chasm or help us in combat. To complicated, like spy on our enemies.
If I look
or
at Celestials, they can range up to CR 23. Like they can be very powerful.
Well, I mean, whatever celestial if I use the spell, whatever I get is ultimately up to you / Eldath. I'm not saying I need to have some overpowered like angel juggernaut or whatever. I just like it's a spell that
didn't they summon a planar ally when Iman got attacked by the dragons? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it protected the gray skull or whatever.
Castle
I think it also depends on what you request the ally for.
Right. So if you wanted to assist you in combat, I feel like Eldath would probably send a combat ready celestial to help you, probably a planet or higher.
Basically, all that said, it's a card I have in my deck. I can use that spell, and it's a recharge daily spell. It doesn't go against my spell points because it's part of a bead. So it's something I can use.
Aren't those one use those beads? I forget.
They're once per day.
Oh, they're once per day.
They all recharge on a daily rest.
Very good.
Or rather, they recharge at dawn. I think is the specification.
That's pretty strong.
That is a really good.
That's why I wanted them.
I mean,
that's why I went through all the effort of getting the necklace.
I think the additional limiting factor is just how much it could cost, but it didn't sound like it was very expensive.
Well, 100 gold a minute is pretty expensive. Well, for a battle, no, because it probably would just be 100 gold because most battles don't last more than a minute.
I mean, it doesn't have to be gold. It could be.
Could be
nebulous payment. It could be anything.
It could.
I remember Jester paid hers in cupcakes.
It could demand that you. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I mean, if it's Eldath, I feel like it could be like restore peace to this.
Please restore this grove that has been damaged by let's do a really minor thing in the middle of our big
Let's just
adventure.
add another thing to our list of things we have to do before the world ends.
Yeah.
By the way, did you know there's this demon messing up this one grove?
It just makes me laugh because I remember Matt Mercer saying how much he hates summoning spells.
I kind of get it. I
Yeah,
kind of get it
they're
because right
very
now
messy.
we're about to do a combat with 9 people in it. Nine,
I
9
didn't say I was
combatants.
going to use it for the combat. I just said I want to know if it's possible for me to
Oh
use it
yes,
during
you
this
can use it.
quest.
You may use it.
If I come up with a good time for us to use it, I will. I don't know if we're gonna need it for the combat. We have all this shit at our disposal. You balance whatever we're gonna do around not having planar ally. I don't think we're gonna
Yeah,
need
you're
it.
right.
I'm just saying that I have it if we need to do something more complicated than just
That's why
beat the
I
shit
only
out of
turn.
something.
That's why I only turned Roscoe into a T-Rex that one time.
That was fun. I mean, you
It's
could do that again if
really
you want. It was
fun.
really funny.
The
I think
kaiju.
that's different. That's not a summoning spell. That's just making Roscoe big and
Yeah, but
T-Rex.
I also felt like it was probably not what Falk expected. So if I did that every combat, it would have
I
shifted like
think
our overall.
I don't know. I think at this point, Roscoe as a dog is more powerful than a
Yeah, but
T-Rex.
back then he was more
Yeah,
powerful.
like a T-Rex is only CR like 8 and only
Yeah, but
has like
that was like
130
we were.
HP.
That was what got like the Isle arc that I did
No,
that. So
that was during the Black
fought
Fine
a
Well arc. You
yeah,
were
oh yeah,
we fought a
that was
void
like
meta hydra.
you were like level.
right.
I want to say you were like level 8, maybe,
I don't think we were even level 8. I think
maybe 7 or 8.
yeah.
That was all so long ago. That was like that. That was right before I moved to Virginia, like 3 years
Wow.
ago. Okay. Enough of that. Any are you good with your preparations? You want to do like some scouting?
Definitely go get an eye on it.
Do we have a
All right.
general location?
Yes, you were pointed by Gerard to a crater to the northwest. As you scan the landscape, it's very evident that because you're kind of like on an elevated area right now. The graveyard that you're in was kind of like on this sort of jutting up cliff that overlooked the region. And from this point of view, you can look down into the valley, and you definitely see a very large crater that looks like something massive impacted it eons ago.
I guess we try to get closer. Should we have somebody try to look at it from the air?
Yeah, how do you want to approach this? The scouting. Who is doing it, and in
Ellen.
what way?
I could scout from the air.
Okay. Ellen, if you're gonna take on the scouting responsibilities, I want you to, as you take to the air, you're still a little far off, so unless you have any sort of magnification ability or you're gonna get closer, um,
I can lend you. I don't think my goggles are attunement. I can just lend them to you for a
Oh,
little bit.
they're Walden
yeah,
goggles.
the Walden goggles that give you
It will
a
extend, yeah, to
magnification.
1,000 feet.
Okay, I will use those.
All right. Give me an investigation check. I believe those give you advantage
I
on
don't get
investigation.
that
You
because
already get advantage,
have-
so
um, oh, 18 plus investigation is 16. 18 plus 16 is 34.
34. Okay. You zoom in on Walden with the Walden goggles, adjusting the vision until it looks like your vision. It's almost like you're standing right in front of it. And as you survey the crater, you realize that the crater itself is circular in nature. The crater is littered among the various crags and kicked up dirt that are sticking up out of the ground. It is just absolutely littered with humanoid corpses. You see nothing else other than these humanoid corpses just lying everywhere, scattered across the crater.
Well,
They're in various states of decay.
it's all corpses in that crater. I don't. If there's a creature made out of them, that's
Either It's either underneath or it will pull itself together from them.
Yeah. Like, remember when we saw the B team in that the bad timeline?
Yes?
They sort of pulled themselves together out of different corners of the alley that time,
No,
right?
they were just. You encountered like a facsimile of Dr. Walden, which exploded out into this big flesh armor.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, it was a
Never
little bit
mind.
different.
So, what do you guys think? Should we still try to drop a meteor on them and run the risk of it not really doing damage necessarily in the way that we want? Or do we try to like when you get just into the range of something to aggro it and then hit it? I don't know.
Beep. It's gonna do that. The line is gonna appear over Wraith's head.
Whee!
We could.
I mean, I'd be down for it.
It'll be a risk no matter what. We don't know how big it's going to be or what its reach is going to be.
Hmm.
Regardless, we should all probably try to get within range.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're not going to know until we kick this thing off. So
Wait,
Yeah.
what is our initial plan? What are we
How,
talking about
how
doing?
do we want to kick this off?
Oh, we haven't. Okay.
I thought our original plan was like
Meteor.
meteor swarm, reverse gravity, firestorm,
Okay.
and mostly I would try to keep it in the air because I
How
feel like that would
far
limit what it
do
could
you have to
do.
be
For what?
for reverse gravity?
100 feet.
Okay. All right. We will probably have to get much closer.
Yeah. So we should. Should we fly? Should we walk? Should we stealth?
I don't think we should walk in the up through the field of corpses that will turn into a beast that will try to kill us.
I think the corpses are in the crater, and we're not even close to the crater
Oh.
yet.
I don't know. I feel like flying might be safer, but maybe that's also not true. I don't know.
Well, let's fly.
I mean,
Yeah, I
flying
don't
also
see
makes
why
it easy to
not.
see us, but it also means we're not on the ground where blood
Right.
blood geysers can poison us.
And of course, Danya and Magram do not have the ability innately to fly like many of you do, so I believe that they were on the carpet, which is
Yes.
going to limit their mobility, especially Danya, who needs to be in melee to really do anything.
Right. She doesn't have the Roscoe beads
No.
or a jetpack.
And Magram has certain abilities that are centered around him that if people want to benefit from, he needs to be within range of them.
So that means if we do this reverse gravity thing, they basically can't do anything.
I wouldn't
They
be
can
able to
still
cast
well, Danya can't,
fly.
but Magram could still do things. He has some ability. Magram's mostly a melee fighter as well because of his sword college, but he can still support with his spells.
If anybody,
I believe Magram has fly. Actually, let me look.
I mean, he could technically probably cast at a level to be on both himself and
No, he does not have fly.
oh, damn it, Magram. I won't be able to help them because I will be concentrating on reverse gravity. But I don't know if anybody else has fly that would be able
I
to.
think only Sissel does.
I did, at
Or
least.
did, past tense. I don't think anyone has fly at this point.
Let me check. I might still have it. That spell 3.
I think it's
3?
second level.
Yeah, I still have
It's
fly.
3.
Oh,
Is it?
Third level, still have fly.
Oh wow, I thought it was a second level spell. Maybe I'm thinking of invisibility.
I thought you would
Yeah.
have gotten
Thinking
rid of it by
invisibility.
now.
Nah, it
Levitate
comes
is
in handy
also
sometimes.
2nd level.
Like now.
Right now. Although
Alright.
I may or may not cast some concentration spells.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
a thing.
my potential intention. But I'll do
Well, it
whatever.
really it depends on how you
About
want to take this fight. Yeah? What was your question?
I'll put it's not as important. I'll put it in text chat.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say it's gonna depend on how you want to take this fight. If you want to take this in the air, it might reduce the uh the potential dangers. Although you don't really know what this thing can do, but it might reduce the potential dangers to the majority of the party. But it does mean some of the allies that have come with you can't really help you. And if that's the way you want to play it, that's fine. Like Donnie will just kind of sit back and give moral support.
I mean, they're also like or at least Danya's a lower level, so I wouldn't really necessarily want to just throw her into a
Into
level 19
melee?
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she would be at least 17.
No, they don't level up like you do.
Wilrid
Not-
cast mass heal.
Wilrid does, because Wilrid's been in the fighting a lot. Danya's mostly been
That's
like being a scout.
That's fair.
I think she's 15th level. I don't think she's 13th. I think I leveled her up. But I think also Magram is 15th level. He only has he doesn't have 9th level spells.
Sorry, I'm finishing my salad.
Okay.
We can if Cecil isn't planning on concentrating on anything else, that's an option to get them within range, but also we might have to see where the fight goes.
Yeah,
might be
it's kind of a.
it might be
dependent on-
better. Yeah.
It might be. You don't exactly know yet what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But what you do know is that I mean, you know what Duraz told you. You know that the allies you've brought with you may or may not be of any assistance. You don't know yet. It might be that you just walk all over this thing. Who knows? I don't know yet. I don't know how this is going to shake out. It's going to be down to the dice rolls.
Well, first things first. As I said before, if we are going to use Meteor Swarm on it, should we do that now? Or from this perspective where we don't see it, we don't really know if it will have the
I-
effect we want, or do we not want to trigger it into appearing?
Using it now, we don't really know where its weak point is, and would probably be a waste of Meteor Swarm.
Yeah.
It might just kill like a bunch of low-level zombies.
I mean, it might reduce the strength it has, but that's an if on a 9th level
Yeah.
spell, and I'm not sure if we want to do that.
I hate that my first thought was we should use it when we're closer so they don't have a chance to use the Phoenix kit.
Wow.
Mel, you've got terminal apex brain.
I mean,
Brainworms.
same.
I mean, hyperfixation day.
I know, Mel.
We know.
So if we're going to, you know, if we're going to aggro this thing, how do we want to do that? Do we just throw it like? Do we? Somebody want to shoot a firebolt down there and see what happens?
Just ping it a little bit.
Just a wee
just
ping.
poke.
Just a
little bit of
poke.
poke.
All right. So, you're going to toss a firebolt down there?
This will definitely has the most range because
Yeah.
of your
Anything you're aiming at in particular down there? You see, the field looks like, I mean, the field's just covered in corpses all over the place. Some face up, some face down, some are mostly rotting, some look fresh. Um, but it's also interspersed with like jutting up black crags of rock and various, you know, other formations.
I'm just gonna ping a firebolt at one of the large jags of rock.
Okay. You release a firebolt, sailing it down toward one of the crags. It impacts with the side of the rock with a bang of an illumination of fire, and, and then there's just quiet.
Too
Try
much to
one of the
hope.
bodies.
I will firebolt one of the bodies.
Okay. You firebolt one of the bodies, sending another bolt down toward one of the corpses. The corpse's clothing immediately ignites, and now one of the corpses is burning and smoldering down there.
I don't think
But
this is working.
it's not moving. Nothing else is moving in
Can
that
I do a
crater.
perception check?
Yeah. What are you trying to perceive?
Movement or anything that's, I don't know, stands
Okay,
out.
give me a perception check.
Uh, 23.
The only thing you see moving down there is the occasional ruffle of the clothing on the corpses as the wind rolls through the canyon or through the crater. There is nothing down there that seems to be moving. Other
I
than
will. I'll take my goggles back from
Yep.
Ellen, and I will try to do a perception check, and I'm looking to see if there is any, for these courses, is there any rhyme or reason or pattern to the way that they're all laid
Sure.
out, or if it's
Sure.
just totally random.
Give me a roll. What are you rolling? Perception?
Perception.
That's really good. There doesn't seem to be any pattern to it.
Okay.
It just seems like they are scattered in just across the crater. Some seem to be in heaps. Others seem to be sparse and kind of stretched out a little bit across a clearing. There's no suggestion of a pattern.
I can't seem to tell if there's any, if this is a thing, if it fell apart, so I can't tell from the pattern. It seems random.
I bet that's when we
Uh,
gonna have to get closer. We're gonna have to be our own bait.
if we get close enough, does that mean we won't be able to meteor swarm, or we just drop it behind them so it doesn't hit us?
It'd be a little rougher. Wait, this thing said this is an amalgam, right? So it's probably just made of all these corpses.
Yes.
So maybe destroying them, more of them, would make it less of a problem for us in the future?
My only concern is if you use your most powerful spell and it doesn't really it only minorly weak, it doesn't have the effect we want, then we're kind of down a big gun.
There's
I could use a less
also
big gun.
there's also another issue, which is, what if these corpses are tossed off and already dead?
As in they can't
Huh?
be used again?
Like, what if they were sort of a protective layer on top of whatever the real creature is?
That's also possible. I don't really think we're gonna be figuring any of this out unless we get closer, though.
No, you're right.
As a medical professional,
Mm-hmm.
I love the way you're starting that sentence.
Dr. Goff walks in with his
As a-
white lab coat
as
and mask on.
as a pious medical professional, do I
Yeah.
do I know an efficient way to remove a large number of corpses
Give me a
Mass
medicine check.
cremation.
I mean, yeah, mass cremation, but give me a medicine check real quick.
Medicine. 26.
26. You know that. I mean, when you have a lot of corpses like that, typically they're gonna gather them up into piles and burn the bodies.
Did the fire that Sissel set under the one, did it spread or did it just stay
No,
in?
it's far away from all the others.
Oh.
It's not gonna leap to them now.
Are there any that are like right on top of each other in a
Yeah,
pile?
there's
Or is
there's
it
there's
all
small
like
clumps of piles here and there of corpses.
to sacred flame cause fire?
No, that's radiant.
Yeah.
Firebolt specifically calls out that it will burn flammable things.
Firebolt's a cantrip, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna ask Sissel to try lighting up one of the piles that would cause maybe a spread of fire.
All right.
So you launch another firebolt, this time at a larger pile of corpses, probably like maybe a dozen corpses, all kind of stacked against one another. The first body that you hit ignites, and the flames start kind of licking across the rotting flesh and the tattered clothing. How long do you wait to watch it burn? Because it's going to take quite a while for it to catch the entire pile.
Oh.
This isn't like a big bonfire. I mean, this is firebolt. It's like a little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
It's kind of smoldering.
Yeah,
mean,
like
it's 2010.
it'll eventually burn the entire pile of bodies, but
I
it
mean, if
might take
nothing's
like 25,
happening,
30 minutes.
but if nothing's happening, then it's. I just don't want to go down into this stuff and then have it like all of them rise up and close around me like the flesh ball from the near raid. Like, I don't like this thing could just be.
That's what
This
I
could
was
be part.
picturing too.
This could be like.
That's what I pictured,
This could still be the thing we're looking for, and it's just waiting until like it's like a Venus flytrap or something. Like I don't.
Entirely possible.
The only thing is I have to do a lot of big fire or firestorm, so I don't want. I'm not going to use it on a guess. It's a huge waste.
I mean, some of us have fire spells also.
Yeah,
Can
Mogram
fire
has
around them.
Firestorm as well.
I mean, maybe fire is not the solution here. Does it look? I mean, I know I'm not on the ground. I'm able to do a survival check with my eyes.
I'd say from this
like,
distance it would be with disadvantage.
can I see if there's like tracks of like something being dragging itself
from your
from
distance from your distance it would be with disadvantage.
Oh, do we see Goff squinting?
You can't see his eyes.
No,
he's
he has a
wearing
mask on.
Oh, he does. Because I was gonna say we could lend him the goggles.
My lowest was 22.
Okay, 22. What are you looking for specifically?
I'm trying
as
to
far
see
as...
if like maybe like there was a large creature of some kind. There's like drag or skid marks in some direction away from the crater.
I'll give you this
whatever.
much with that roll because that was a good roll. I'll give you this much.
Like
It doesn't look like
thing.
it doesn't look like that. It doesn't appear as if there was a large creature that may have gone somewhere else. But it does look like some of the formations of dirt, or in the crater itself, look unnatural. It looks like the Earth has shifted, somehow, by something very big.
So it's underneath.
What would I mean? I'm Goss not a math guy, but what would the estimate of bodies be down there?
So I'll tell you this.
Like,
I'll
is it
give you this.
hundreds, thousands?
I'll give you this as well. The number of bodies you actually see lying out there in the crater doesn't seem to be all that many. It seems to be maybe like 30 or so bodies.
Oh,
Just scattered
I
across
was under the
crater.
impression it was like basically a carpet of bodies covering the
No,
whole thing.
they're kind of scattered piecemeal across the crater.
And you said the Earth looks disturbed, or like shaped weird.
It looks disturbed.
Does it look like something maybe is buried in the crater?
That would be an educated guess.
Goff isn't that. I mean, Goff was homeschooled in a cave, so I don't really know if that counts.
Yeah, but Goff knows a lot about dirt.
It's true.
He does.
Does it, I mean,
And rock.
does
Well,
it,
no, that's
does it look like it could have been something burrowed in there, or is
Again,
the, is
I think
disturbance?
that would be an
Is
educated
the
guess.
well, no,
Yes.
but like, how do I? So
Like,
you're
do you
just-
see telltale signs of
because
burrowing?
when you say it looks like it's unnatural, like does it look like it was shaped from a moving creature, or does
Yes.
it look? But I guess my question is, does it look like it was the result of a burrow or of some other kind of movement?
Give me a nature check for that, actually.
Because like I'm trying to.
Because
I
that would
don't
be
want-
more of a nature check, I think.
+6. 23.
23. It doesn't really strike you as anything you've seen in nature, but it does resemble creatures that you've seen in nature that have burrowed. Yes. Burrowing patterns are clearly evident.
I'm gonna say that it looks like what we're looking for may be buried under this crater. I know that you already gave me a lot of information. Does it look like the soil, like maybe in the center or within the crater, is like more recently disturbed or like loose than like the soil outside of it?
Not really. The
Oh.
whole crater seems very loose.
I have a feeling it's probably the whole thing.
That seems about
It's
Crater-
right.
probably the whole thing.
The crater might have been formed because of this thing sinking down here.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. I would see on top of that, I would say that as it is right now, I think a meteor swarm would be largely ineffective against whatever's in there because it's basically got. I mean, I know that meteor swarm does some doesn't do some significant like structure damage or something. Doesn't it like do some damage to the earth or the ground?
That's
It has
earthquake.
bludgeoning.
It does
damage.
bludgeoning and fire damage, and I believe that there's some level of siege damage to it.
Siege. But I feel
look.
like this thing could be like spread out. It could be deep underground. A meteor swarm may be completely ineffective as it is right now. We may want it to be fully out of the ground before we start tearing it to pieces with big spells. Because we may just waste our spells on. I am making an educated guess that using meteor swarm now or anything that's big like that would be kind of a waste.
That sounds right.
So, how do we want to unearth this thing besides walking in the middle of what kind of feels like its mouth?
I don't want to use earthquake if I don't have to. I could try an old classic,
Mhm.
Deck of Illusions.
Oh. Okay.
I could just throw a card out there in the middle of it and see what happens.
Sure. All right. You want to do that?
I haven't used this in so long. I don't remember how it works.
I'm
I think the
looking it up.
last time was the hag
Believe-
going,
it was.
distracting the...
That was so good. The Deck of Illusions is going to require pulling a card, and then that will determine what actually gets pulled. I can pull up like a random card puller.
Chances are, this won't actually do anything. We need to. This thing is probably looking for some sort of tactile response from people or creatures walking on the soil. But I want to see if just the noise and visual presence of something triggers anything at all.
The mirage decoy
Okay.
strat.
Yeah.
Well,
I want to see if I can bamboozle it.
Bamboozle.
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 Yeah.
okay.
Bamboozle.
Bam to the bam.
Oh my god.
I'm running out of ideas.
All right.
Yeah.
So what do you want? So you're just pulling a card out at random and throwing it down there?
Yeah,
Okay.
like into the crater.
So I want to see.
I still got
I don't-
18 of these cards, so I mean.
Yeah, I
it's-
don't really quite understand how this shit works. Can I click playing card? Yeah. Okay, I can.
Am I picking a card or are you picking a card?
Here, go to this link, 5e Tools link, and click the words playing card in the column. It will randomly roll one and then tell me which one it picked.
Kobold.
Okay, a kobold. What does a kobold look like? All right,
It's a little dragon man.
little dragon boy. Yeah, he's he's small humanoid. Okay.
Spurt.
Yeah, it's Spurt. All right, so Goff, you toss one of the cards down there, and it manifests into the image of a tiny draconic humanoid, a small kobold, one you might have seen in the ebony thicket at one time. The creature sort of looks around in sort of like an idle animation kind of thing. It looks around and sniffs the air a little bit. It growls under its breath, but nothing seems to rise to meet it.
Okay. Decoy test number 2.
Okay.
I'm going to use the gray bag of tricks.
I figured you would.
Well, I mean, it's the only. I have 2 decoy options.
All
in my
right, so
list
roll a
that might-
d8 for me and tell me what you get.
6.
6. All right, that's a giant badger.
Ooh,
Now
makes all
these
the
are
rules.
actual animals, right? Like they're magical, but they're not like illusions. These are actual.
No, they are
animals.
physically there.
Yeah.
They're magical. They're created by magic and they disappear at dawn. So they're not like a literal like was born and then,
Right.
live like they're not
Like
that kind of
conjured
alive, but
animal.
they are a very accurate facsimile of an animal.
Remember
you-
when we sent one with Benry?
Yeah, that was fun. So you toss one of these little fuzzy balls down. It manifests into this gigantic, well, giant, relative speaking. It's probably about the size of a humanoid. Like 6 feet long. Like black and white furred badger. And the creature scans the environment, starts sniffing at the dirt, sniffing at some of the corpses. Let's see, what is its stats?
Does it make all of the rules?
It's not a rat, it's a badger.
Yeah, same thing.
No,
No.
no. Badger, it's got advantage on perception checks related to smell. Okay. It seems very put off by the stench of all the corpses in the area. It is actually trying to give these corpse piles a wide berth. And you watch this badger for probably going on a minute. It just seems to be walking around sniffing. And then you hear this terrified squeal come up from, I don't know what terrified sound just badgers make, but
No.
you hear this terrified sound come up from the crater where the badger is as something pulls it under the earth.
No! I hate drama money.
I I hate using the bag of tricks for this exact reason, but it gets the results, and I can't deny that. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, don't stand in the crater. I think we've learned
And
that we
in
should
the
not.
crater.
That going on the ground in the crater was not the right call. I'm glad we didn't. Don't do it.
That poor badger.
It's not real, Mido.
Sounded real.
Unfortunately, it sounds real. Does it go back to like motionless nothing
Yeah.
after that?
Mm-hmm.
How are we gonna make this thing come out? Do I really? Is it really gonna make me use earthquake? There's gotta be another way we can make this thing come out.
Oh man.
Well, you can
Already-
try magnitude.
No, I don't have that one.
This thing's in attacking the wolves, right? If you can project your
Well.
voice, right?
Sure.
What if we just start a towel?
Oh,
Make
let's
it think
start
that
a
the wolves
hell.
Make it think that the wolves are
You
coming.
Oh,
you want Goth to pretend to be a wolf?
I
I
wanna
feel
be
like
a
I'll
wolf.
do it.
I feel like okay. I see what you're getting at, but I worry that Gerard will hear it and think that we're mocking him.
We'll give him a disclaimer.
Thaumaturgy disclaimer! This is not us being racist.
Not a microaggression.
This is not a microaggression.
There's a reason we're doing this. Ignore us.
It doesn't. But it doesn't specifically go after wolves. It obviously pulled the badger under.
That's
Yep.
true.
All right.
And
Well, what other noise can we make then?
I don't think it was. I think it responds to anything on it.
I mean, we obviously don't want to go walk out there.
We
Wait,
just hit that reverse
wait,
gravity.
wait. I might have a funny idea. Hold on.
Tell us.
Giant
I love
enemy.
when Tom says that.
I need to check something.
Okay.
Aha, yes, as I thought. The decanter of endless water has no cooldown and can be used as much as you wish.
I'll fill the crater with water.
I want to see what happens.
Oh.
We could just. I mean, actually, I don't know. 30 gallons.
It's gonna take a while to fill the
Yeah,
crater.
I feel.
You're gonna be
maybe
standing there
actually
for like half a day.
Yeah, I
You
think
could
Yeah.
that.
technically do it.
Can we just drown it?
I mean, it's undead. It has no need of air.
That's just like.
But it'll get pruny skin.
Oh.
It has no
Unless-
skin that matters, Mel.
Mel, the undead don't care about skin as much as you do.
Oh my god.
Hold on. Type that one down.
Gonna tweet that.
No. All right. So how do you want to approach this? Like, how do you want to
I'm
try to get this thing's
thinking-
attention?
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
thinking about.
I know, but you're not the only person in this party.
Oh no.
Yeah, he is.
How can we get it?
I don't really think I have any spells. I mean, I'll look again, but
I have explosive arrows.
If Firebolt did nothing, you can probably guess that your explosive arrows won't do anything either.
Yeah.
How about this? I want everyone to make an insight check for me as you observe this whole thing. Let's move this
Well-
along a little bit.
Hold on, let me pull up my character sheet. Frozen.
29.
29, 21, 20,
29.
18 for Sissel.
Wait, what did you say was perception?
Insight.
Insight.
Okay. What Ellen get? A billion points, right?
Hang on. Why won't it type? Hey, 18 plus whatever. 18
big-
plus
a big-
17 is
18 plus
35.
whatever's
30. Jesus,
my-
dude. All
plus
right.
my super fuck modifier.
My super laser piss.
My super laser fist.
Okay. And what did Goth get again? It was like 29?
29.
29. Okay.
I think that
I'd
Goth should
say
have-
probably from observing this long enough, you can kind of piece together a few things. Everyone who's rolled a 20 or higher can probably figure it out. It's very clearly underneath the earth. It's not that it responds to the presence of something on the ground, because if it did, then despite the fact that the card was an illusion, it would have felt something touching the earth, because the card is
card
physical.
weighs so little.
Yeah, but nonetheless, what you are suspecting is that it is responsive to the presence of the living. And even though it was a magic creature, it was still a living creature. It's looking for fresh meals.
Right. But we're not going to send any one of us in as a bait for that. Like, and I mean, even Haraith, if we were under different restrictions, Haraith could easily like go in there and do dimension or whatever. But we
Right.
don't have that, so like.
Well, you all have very high movement speed. Most of you.
I know, but I feel like it's a really stupid idea to willingly step into a trap.
Well, then the only other options is to force it to surface with something that will break the ground apart. That's the only other way, unless you want to risk sending someone in there as bait. There's likely no way you're going to draw this thing out. So you tell me, you want to use an 8th level spell on this, or do you want to risk someone running in and then running back out really quickly?
Not
That's
really my decision because I can't really do either. I'm very slow. I'm slightly faster now.
There are
but
some of you in this party who could move like 200 feet around. So,
I could be bait.
like Roscoe could do
I-
the same. Roscoe's super fast.
I have the modular armor. I can move very quickly.
Yeah, but I'm just saying even Roscoe and Ellen can move even faster than you under certain circumstances
Mhm.
because they
Well,
can
they
use their
absolutely
bonus
can,
actions
yeah.
to dash.
I just feel bad about them doing anything because they're both parents. Feels like an asshole move to tell the father or the mother to go stand in the permadeath monster trap pit when they have kids waiting for them.
Mm,
What about a wife?
yeah, Mido's
Mhm.
got someone waiting for her.
Okay, whatever you want to say it is, Goff has none of those things. So I'm just.
Goff has friends who love him deeply.
Goff has to find his mentor and best friend still. He can't. He also has things waiting
I
for him.
know.
Everyone loves the Goff.
Well, it's if
Well,
someone wants
someone's
to
got to
try
make a
and
decision.
if someone wants to try and bait it to try and come out, then we can try it. Otherwise, I have to use Earthquake because I don't think we have any other
Fuck
things
it,
that
I'll
can.
do it. Thistle, unless you stop her, is going to take off.
Oh, I'll run after her.
You're both lying down there together, the two of you?
I mean, I'm not letting Sissel go down there alone.
Okay.
So that's like Chrono Trigger.
Alright, so unless anybody else is going to object, you watch as Sissel flaps her wings and takes off and rushes down toward the crater, followed shortly thereafter by Ellen, who easily catches up with her
At dash speed.
at dash speed. Anybody going to try to stop them or object, or is just going to let the two of them go?
I feel like they're already pretty far away from me at this point.
Are you both following to get in within range so that you
No,
can
oh.
attack this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're all in turn rushing down toward the crater, Sissel, how close do you get to the ground?
She is still. I'm going to skim over it, like maybe within reaching distance, but like just barely, like just kind of dangling, just kind of zipping around and dangling my legs. And,
Like wiggling like a worm on the hook.
yeah, basically bait.
Okay. So you just sort of hover above the dust and the ash.
While she's doing
for-
this, she's going, "Oh no! Would
Yeah.
really be a shame if something were to grab me." Ah.
All right. Thistle, you look down, and indeed, all of you are watching this now. As you've gotten close, and the scent of your fresh, living body wafts through the crater, the earth starts to rumble, and the crags all around the crater start to fall away. And with this great groan, a massive form starts lifting out of a fissure that is forming in the ground. And I'd say at that point you probably dart away from this massive gargantuan creature that's hauling itself up out of the ash. you watch as many of the corpses that are scattered in the nearby proximity begin to get sucked in as if drawn into a black hole. And they join this amalgam, this colossal creature that's thousands upon thousands of bodies comprising its form into a larger humanoid visage. And it
Drop a
opens.
meteor on it.
It opens a mouth. You want to prepare a meteor? Because I'll say that's the first thing you get to do, and then we're
Yep.
going to go into initiative.
Yep.
All right. Let's first switch to the battle map.
Just like Chrono Trigger.
Oh!
You know the part in Chrono Trigger where there's like a big scary crater that you get sucked into and there's a boss down there?
Very big.
Yeah. Put yourselves where you want.
Where's my...
Sissel and Ellie get
Oh.
flagged.
Danya and Margaret gonna kind of be together because they're both on the carpet.
I'll be like over here then.
Okay.
You say amalgam and I start thinking about that song from Undertale.
All right. So Sissel, you're gonna try to drop a meteor swarm on this baby.
Yep.
Where are you dropping? It's 40-foot radius. It's big, so you could probably drop it anywhere in the back
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, like close enough to just smack it just all over, but like, not hit us.
Okay. Let me pull up its stat sheet, stat block, so I know what's gonna happen
I am
here.
definitely going to empower that.
Oh, okay.
Damage.
Are you gonna? So you're gonna crit it?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, you're using. What are you empower? Are you just using your power meta magic to reroll the ones, or
I'm
are
using...
you doing your
Shut
your
up,
avatar
Red.
stone, your
Wow.
avatar stone ability that allows you to crit the damage?
What if I just use both?
You can certainly do that if you want. I'm just doing. Okay, so what's the DC? 22. I don't think it could even have rolled a natural 20 would not succeed, so it failed. So it's going to take full damage.
Yeah. So I was required to reroll the up to.
You can reroll 8 dice, and there's more than 8 ones there. So.
Okay, so I'm just gonna reroll 8 d6.
Yep. Okay, so 25 in place of 8.
Mhm.
So that's gonna be 147,
And it's gonna crit.
and it's gonna crit, so it's twice as much. So that's no, we're not. It's even more than that, right? Because we do the
Maximizing the
max
damage.
damage roll. So it's 147, but then it's also
240 plus 147.
yeah.
A lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
387 damage right out the gate.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. I'm gonna say this is what happens since you have done 387 damage to it. That is, let me do some math real quick because there was a mechanic around it losing health.
We're phase pushing.
We're phase pushing. This might not be good.
This might not be good actually.
Might be bad actually.
Give me a second. I gotta do some math real quick. All right, so that's
Haha.
that's seven times. So I've got to do 14d10. Ah, boy, this is not how I expected this to go, but we'll find out how it works in a second.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
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 Scared.
so as you blast it with a meteor, hold on, I have to do some stuff real quick here. And blast it with a meteor. The impact from the blast sends a whole chunk of its body scattering in every direction. Corpses flying in every direction. And as those corpses hit the ground, in every direction, all around you, they start getting up. And now, I don't have enough tokens for this because 85 zombies joined the battle.
Oh no!
I don't know how I'm going to represent this. I did not expect you to do this much damage so soon.
You could maybe do it as like
Because this was
groups.
intended, every 50 hit points of damage basically would spawn 2d10 zombies.
No.
But now it's gonna so it spawned 14 d10 zombies because you did that much damage.
You can maybe have like groups of zombies represented in 10s or 5s.
Yeah, let's say that they're in 10s. So let's actually change the name of this to be like
Times
10.
10.
Yeah. So we'll actually then have to change the hit point value to represent 10. So I have to put a big old 0 on it. Okay. So that's going to be 10, 10. And then there's going to be one more that's just 5. I'm going to be doing so many rolls. Thanks, Red.
I'm sorry.
You designed this.
Yeah, well, I
This
should
is
have
your
known that you would have tried to
design.
go big like
This
this.
is my design.
This is my fault. Okay. And now I need all of you to roll initiative.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, this made it exponentially worse for everyone.
I feel like
So-
action economy is very much against you at the moment.
Uh
It's
oh.
But it did
not
look very cool.
good.
But
I
it
think-
did look cool.
It
At
was
least
very
some of us
cool
are
for
off the
like
ground,
5
I think.
seconds.
Thankfully, many of you are off the ground and flying, and they can't really reach you, so you're very fortunate.
Is there anyone even on the ground?
I don't think there is anyone on the ground, so they might just be
I
a bunch
was
of
on the
zombies on the
corpse.
ground and not able to do anything. So we'll see. But I mean, they're still alive, so they might just rejoin the host and heal it. You don't know yet. So Roscoe
Wow,
got
Shock, it's almost like you do know it.
Verna. I need to roll for Verna. Verna initiative. Oh, I got a highlighter. Where are you, Verna? Where did I put you? Is she not on here? There she is. Okay, Verna. I need to put Magram and Danya on here. I'm just gonna put one of the Ashen Zombie tokens, and we'll just assume that all the rest have the same initiative, because I am not rolling that many times. Let's see. So, the Ashen Zombies. Oh no, this is not the Ashen Zombies. This is Danya. Danya's got a pretty good initiative. She's got a
Yeah.
24,
Nice.
but she's on the. She
Yeah,
can't really
she
do
can't
anything
do
with
much.
it. Magram. Ooh, Magram, buddy. What did you
Oh.
get? 11 plus. I think he has a high. Does he have a high? Yeah, he has +4. So 15. And then Ashen Zombies, I think, are pretty low because they're zombies. But I did roll a natural 19 -2, so 17 for them. And then the Forgotten Amalgam itself is a 15. Okay, does that take care of everybody? Did I forget anyone? We got Verna, Sissel, Roscoe, Hiraeth, Mito. I need to put Goff down here. Goff got a 3. Ah, come on. 1,
Goff got a 3. Or
2,
Goff.
3,
I'm a
4,
cleric.
5,
I'm not
6. I'm
nearby.
missing
Yeah.
someone. I'm missing
Ellen got a
Ellen.
26.
Yeah. Okay, where's Ellen? There's so many tokens right now, I cannot make out where everyone
Ellen
is.
is here.
Okay, thank you. All right, finally. God. All right.
Oops.
Flawless.
You've made a big mess, Sissel.
Whoopsie.
Okay. So, as these zombies just scatter across the crater, and then rise from the ground and look hungrily toward all of you floating in the air above them, the Forgotten Amalgam roars and looks like it's coming in for a fresh meal. Ellen, you go first.
Oh god. Ellen is gonna look at the what's the priority? The amalgam? Probably the
Yeah.
amalgam.
The
For
zombies.
Ellen's probably prioritizing that. She's not much of an AoE damage dealer.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. So amalgam it is. She's gonna she's gonna insight, I guess.
I'm not even gonna roll.
Oh, okay.
It's a big undead monster. It's not exactly gonna be able to deceive you.
And do I have disadvantage at this range?
What do you mean?
Am I
Oh,
within its melee?
yes, absolutely.
In that
In
case,
fact, your melee. I feel like it's such a titanic creature. Its melee basically extends out 60 feet in every direction from it. It's absolutely huge. It's like you're fighting a titan.
Fine.
You'd have to fly very far back, but as long as it doesn't move further into the crater, which it might, you could get a regular shot off at it.
She'll.
But you will also take an opportunity attack once you leave its range.
Also, I want to give you an option.
Mhm.
You could wait to shoot until after I've tried to put it up in the air because it will be 100 feet up at that point.
Yeah, just to clarify, all of you are within its opportunity range right now. That's how big it is.
Boy howdy.
Fuck. Okay. Ellen is gonna.
I will say, from that attack Sissel though, looking bloodied.
Nice.
Damn.
Cool.
Okay.
Hey, did something right. Hey.
If it's gonna go 100 feet up in the air, ideally, Ellen's gonna run up and swipe at it.
Just gonna plink at it with your sword. You're just gonna
With
stab
my-
like a single one of the
with my
bodies
dagger.
opposing it.
I mean, it's a plus
This
2
is gonna-
dagger.
True. I mean, I'm just trying to think of the logistics of how a sneak attack would work on something this huge.
I don't
That's
know.
made up of multiple bodies.
I don't know.
I don't know, but let's roll and find out. Let's find out together.
18 plus 17 is. What's 35?
35 will hit.
And this is. Even if it's the dagger of venom, it probably doesn't matter because a lot of undead things are immune to poison. But that's 3 plus 11, that's 14 points of piercing damage.
Right?
And, oh wait, it's 13d6 now, right?
Believe so. Only in your avatar form, right?
No,
The addition-
it's 13d6.
Oh, right. From
from
rogues at level 19, I think get like.
yeah,
more.
another d6, right?
Yeah,
I
so
think.
it's at base it's 10d6 at 19th level, and then
And
you're
then I have
adding
my
3
insight on
from
it.
your
from
insight.
3. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So 13d6 is another 39 damage.
Oh.
Okay. You drive your dagger across what looks to be some sort of magical artery. Like your insight check almost seemed to allow you to discern some pattern here of like the magic that is holding this thing together. So you drive temporarily across this artery, dealing some significant damage to it. And as you do so, another scattering of zombies flies off of its body, spawning another 2d10 zombies. So let me
God.
roll that.
I'm
So
gonna fly another.
another 8 zombies join the fray.
I'm gonna fly 30 feet higher.
Okay, so that's going to be 8, and I need to adjust their health accordingly. How high are you going?
Another like 20 feet.
20 feet up in the air? Okay.
That's not leaving its range, right?
No.
Okay.
Alright, so these guys have this much health. Okay. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, it is going to use a legendary action to use one of its. Give me one moment. It's going to use a legendary action to swing one of its titanic fists, and it swings it in an arc. Hitting. It's going to first target you, Ellen, and then target. Oh, it's going to target as many people as it can. It targets everybody within like a 15-foot radius. So if it like targets here, it's going to hit Ellen, Mito, and that's it. It looks like. So it's just going to be attack rolls on the two of you.
Okay.
Attack natural 1 against Mito. Against Ellen, that is a natural 19. So it's a total of 34. That hits you.
Yeah, I'll uncanny dodge that.
Okay, so no damage. All right. So that's your turn.
That's my turn.
That brings us to Danya. What can Danya even do? She has no flying. She's on a fucking magic carpet.
She can
On the
probably,
dwarf carpet.
She's on the dwarf carpet.
She can probably bring the dwarf carpet close.
Well, who's
I
riding it?
don't-
Is it Magram or who's driving it? Is it Magram or Danya?
Probably
is-
me.
Oh,
Oh, is Hiraeth on it?
I was on it earlier. I don't
Okay.
have any natural flying.
That's true.
who has the broom?
Technically, she could shadow step 60 feet as a bonus action. Do we want her to try to shadow step onto the back of this thing? It's big.
Oh my
She could
God.
do it.
Oh my god.
Scared. I
I'm
don't want her to go in there.
It could be dangerous. What do you want her to do?
She could also shadow step back on another turn if.
Yeah, but that's a bonus action every
That's
time.
true.
What do you want her to do? I'll leave it up to you, Hiraeth. It's your retainer essentially.
I just want, like, Hiraeth will reach out and put her hand on her shoulder and just, like, shake her head and just say, just wait a little bit more, we'll see what happens.
Right. So do you want her to hold her action maybe
Yeah.
until something happens? Okay.
Yeah.
she won't
just
move
for
'cause she
like,
obviously
just for
can't,
one
but-
turn. I just want to see, like, how things might be set up in the next turn.
Okay. So Danya will actually hold her. She'll forfeit her movement, and she'll hold her action until you give her the go ahead.
Okay.
All right, Roscoe. What's Roscoe gonna do?
Well, Roscoe is good at punch. So Roscoe. Wait, where's Roscoe? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's way back.
It's fine. He has 60-foot flying.
Mhm.
He'll punch. Question: should he be entering avatar form or not yet?
Up to you.
I'm asking
The group.
party.
Sorry.
I mean, it might be a good idea.
You can only do it once a day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if people think it's a good idea, we don't know what's gonna await us in the house.
That's true. We don't know what's after.
What's it called? The Graven Hollow or something?
Yeah.
We don't know what's in there.
That's true. We may need it if we're attacked by the Guardians. Okay, for now, no thingies.
Okay. Just regular attack.
Just regular attacks. What is his plus? Plus.
You want to roll all of the attacks first?
Yeah. 27.
That hits.
Attack 2. 26.
Hits. It's
30.
big. It hits. It's big. It does not have a high AC. Very easy to hit.
24.
Hits.
And one more. 16 plus
Miss.
13
Oh.
is 29.
Yeah, that hits. Yep, they all hit.
Okay.
So 5d10 plus a big number.
Plus 35.
Is it 35?
Yes, because he has a 7 plus 7 damage.
Right.
Times
plus
5
7,
attacks.
Plus 5. Yeah. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've done a combat, it feels
It
like.
has. And he will not be using Stunning Strikes because this is a big thing and those things tend to have big constitution.
Okay, so roll your damage. Oh my god, 64 damage. Alright, so what is that? Bludgeoning damage?
Yes.
Alright, let me just see something real quick. Why are my notes so poorly organized? Okay, yeah, so bludgeoning is fine. Alright, so that's 64 bludgeoning damage. Another chunk of zombies sputters out from the Forgotten Amalgam. Another 2d10 zombies.
That's so
That's-
many.
15 more zombies join the fray.
They're just like on the
Oops.
ground.
Oopsie doodle.
There's 15 here, and this is gonna be. I gotta do their health real quick. This is getting spicy real quick.
Yeah. little bit.
All right, so that's 15 zombies there. They'll be down here. All right. That's going to be Roscoe's turn.
That'll be his turn.
Okay. I think the Forgotten Amalgam's going to, at the end of Roscoe's turn, use another legendary action to make another slam attack with its massive fist, this time hitting a spot that affects both Roscoe and Ellen. Roscoe, that is a 25 to hit.
That hits.
Ellen, that is a 33 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so both of you got hit by that. So you're going to take... do math real quick. Uh, 26 points of necrotic damage each. Yeah, don't forget you've got... Yeah. Okay. You're Wraith, it is your turn.
I will. First thing I'll do is I will use my bonus action to play. I'll check. I'm going to do a slightly different one. I will play the Minor Song of Resistance, so any damage from any attacks you take will be subtracted by 5.
Okay. If you want to put your radius up.
Yeah. Then I will use my action to cast. I pretty much want to center this, like, right in the middle of it.
Okay.
Because it's so big, I feel like I kind of have to
Yeah.
get it in there.
Okay.
So, like, right about here, I will center a reverse gravity. So that would be
Boy. Okay.
a 50-foot radius circle.
Okay. 50-foot radius circle. Now part of it is still sticking in the ground. So we'll see if it manages to keep itself there. Because it has to, I believe, make a dexterity
Yeah, let me look
save
at the
to hold on. I'm going to give it
creature. Make a
advantage.
dexterity saving throw to well, that's pretty much it, just
Yeah.
being in
I'm going to
part
give
of
it
the ground.
advantage on the dex save just because it is rooted in the ground, more or less.
Yeah.
But if your gravity is well as strong enough, you could pull it out of the ground. So let me give it a roll. What's the DC?
22.
22. Oh my goodness. Okay. The natural 20,
Yeah.
which I think is just saves. Like it has just enough of a modifier to just save that. So it's gonna stay put. But all the other zombies, I believe, have nothing they can.
In
I mean,
that, you put up a just to see like where. like, the
yeah,
50
it's 50-foot radius, right? So we
Yeah.
need. Oh god, this is gonna be kind of rough. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a token down, and I'm gonna give it an aura, because I think that'll
That's
be easier than trying to draw
probably
circles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's give it.
A little Moira or Horizon Orb.
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 Yeah,
Orb.
we'll just put like a nice orb right in the middle. Big old blood orb. So you're saying like right here? Ish?
Yeah, like yeah, about there.
Alright, so let's give it a 50-foot radius. We'll make that color blue, light blue. And make sure that you all can see it.
Okay.
It's not as big as I thought it would be.
No. But
What-
what's useful is that any zombies trying to run towards it to get back into its goop will fly into the air.
That's true. Alright, well, these zombies, at least these 10 zombies, need to all make dex saves. That's gonna be a pain in the ass. Because
You know what?
there's 10 of them.
I think they only can if like.
There's something nearby to grab onto. I think that's how it works. Like they don't just automatically fly off. If there's something nearby they can grab onto, they can make a dex save to try to grab
What
it.
are they grabbing onto?
Like there's crags and stuff around. Oh, maybe not these ones, but maybe like the ones near to the left. But okay, so these 10 I think are probably just gonna fly off up into the sky. So I'll put a token on them to indicate they are airborne. Don't really have any. I don't want to use the wings again because we use those for death wards. We'll use that. So these guys are aloft. I'd say they don't immediately fly up to 100 feet, do they?
I think they fall your standard falling rate.
Okay. I'm gonna say they probably are like 50 feet up after one round. Okay, so that concludes your turn.
They're like outside of the 60-foot range, right? Like, wait, no, how big was its range? From like where it is all the way out?
From where it is to 60 feet, yes.
Okay. I'll actually probably. I don't want an opportunity attack, so I guess I'll stay here.
Okay.
I suppose I will, kind of point out to the group the part of its body that's keeping it attached to the ground, and say like, if you can focus that part, that will get it up in the air. That can stop it from swiping at us.
All right. So that should conclude your turn.
Yes.
All right. Count 20 lair actions.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Here we
You-
go.
see-
This is bad.
You see the cracks within its amalgamous form starting to glow, and then rays of light shoot out in a few different directions. These rays manifest into beings. So they are going to. I got to roll to see what type of
Oh my
creature it is. So that's a 1, so that is okay. And then I have to see how many are spawned. Oh shit! I rolled off the table.
This is gonna be the longest combat we've ever had.
It's gonna be like 100 creatures in this combat.
Yup.
Every
Okay.
round is going to take like half an hour.
All right. So you watch as these lights manifest as 3 wraiths
Great.
that are
now they're
floating in the
this
air.
thing too.
A wraith?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
It's okay, just damage them and they'll DC immediately.
Oh!
I gotta put them on the turn order. Okay, so wraiths are okay. They got a pretty low.
I don't know about summoning spells. Falk says that he creates a monster that summons even more things he has to control.
It's fine. I put them in bulk. I do them in bulk. Okay.
Just like Costco.
It is the Ashen Zombies' turn, all 100 of them. What the fuck are they gonna do? Most of you are up in the air, so they
All
can't
of
attack
us are
you.
in the air.
I think
All of you
everybody's
are in the air. Let's see what their run speed is. Okay. I think this is what's gonna happen. Okay. So these ones that are closest are gonna mindlessly start wandering back toward the amalgam. These 4. 2 of them, one of them is already floating in the air. These other 2, or other 3 rather, are gonna enter the field and immediately start flying up into the air. They're just stupid zombies. They don't know better. These zombies, however, the ones nearest the middle that are underneath all of you, are going to start trying to get close to one another.
Oh, are they gonna fucking World War Z this
Oh,
shit? Are they gonna make
God.
a? Are they gonna make a zombie stack?
It's like Mr. Saturn.
They're probably gonna become mini amalgams if I had to guess. The zombie stack would be very funny. How did that move that fast?
Oh boy.
Dash. Dash.
They
It moved
can
40
move
feet.
that fast? They're zombies. They don't even have.
They got 20.
kneecaps.
They got 20 feet movement, 40 feet dash.
They're the
Isn't that 40
28.
feet? Like,
They're the 28 days later zombies.
I
not
guess.
the Resident Evil.
that's all they're doing. So they're getting together. and that's actually
There's a
all they're gonna-
pandemic. They're not vaccinated.
You watch as
That
the
was really
zombies that get near each other, these, what is it, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 or so zombies. And then these ones are starting to come together as well. So there's like 50 zombies over here, soon to be 60, and then over here is another 40. Look like they're starting to form into smaller versions of the larger Forgotten Amalgam.
Not good.
Not good, lad.
That's all they're going to do for now, because they can't attack you until they form into a big version of
A
themselves.
Voltron.
The Forgotten Amalgam's turn. It is going to make 2 slam attacks. One is going to be just generally on top of all these people. So it's going to hit right here. It's going to hit Goff and the 3 dwarves.
What about the Wraith?
I love that.
The
phrase,
Wraith, the Wraith is incorporeal. It's going to pass right through. And this one, the second attack is going to hit again Roscoe and Ellen. So I'm gonna just do attack rolls on all of you. Goff, that is a 22 to hit. That miss?
Is that the one hit that's hitting all of us?
It
Yes.
actually barely misses.
Okay.
Yes.
So it
I think it's
misses.
22.
Well, no, it's going to be an attack roll for each of you. So that was the one
Why?
against Goff.
If
'Cause
it's
that's-
one smack, then why isn't it using the same roll?
Because I don't want it to.
That doesn't make any sense at all. How would one part of the fist have a different attack than any other
Because
part
it
of
could
the fist?
glance you, it could not hit you directly on. Like,
Okay.
I mean, do you want me to make it a single attack? I'll make it a single attack. I don't.
It's whatever you want to do. I just think the logic of it is really weird.
I want to do something different from deck saves. That's why.
I appreciate that personally because I have a chance, I get hit by an attack roll, but deck saves I will get hit by literally everything.
Okay. Magram takes a 34 to hit, so Magram gets hit. Kiraith, that is a 20 to hit.
I'll miss.
Okay. Danya, also a 20 to hit, but that hits her.
Oh,
She does not have a high AC.
They will all take -5 damage.
Right.
Whatever.
Ellen, wow, I'm rolling really bad. 17 to hit on Ellen.
Miss.
And Roscoe takes a 28 to hit, so that'll hit Roscoe.
Oh.
So the only ones who got hit were Danya, Magram, and Roscoe from that. So let me do the damage real quick. Is the ones against Magram and Danya -5. So after the subtraction of 5, Magram and Danya will each take 23 points of necrotic. And then Roscoe, who's not in the bubble, will not take -5. So Roscoe's going to take 35 points of necrotic.
Buddy.
Okay, and that is going to be the Amalgam's turn. That brings us to Magram. He looks at you, Hiraeth, and he says, "Is this what your friends get into all the time?"
all the time.
Oh, I can't say I enjoy it. And you see him take his dual swords out, and he slams them together, which produces this reverberation. And he starts humming in tune with the vibration. This is how he invokes his minor songs.
That's pretty cool.
He is going to cast. Well, I guess since everyone's so fast, that one doesn't make any sense. He's probably looked around and seen like you're all super fast, so he's not going to use that one. Instead,
He saw like Ellen and Sissel just zipping in.
Okay, so here's the options. I'll give you the options. I'll let you know what he can do. He can either cast the Minor Song of Alacrity, which gives everyone within 30 feet of him a 5-foot movement boost. Or he can cast the Minor Song of Exhaustion, which gives every enemy within 30 feet of him a reduction of 5 hit points. And for
Exhaust.
for all these like mass enemies, that's gonna multiply.
Oh, that'll be good,
Huh.
I think.
It'll
I would
reduce their maximum
say
HP.
3 of us are on a carpet, which probably won't even benefit from the speed boost. So probably the exhaustion one.
Okay, so I'll have him cast minor Song of Exhaustion. So we'll use I guess a yellowish color for that. Oh, it's orange. So that's going to affect all of these guys, reducing each of their max HP by 5, which means that each of these stacks of 10 zombies basically lose 50 HP.
Nice. Do we get to see his aura?
Yes. Oh, can you not see it?
We actually
Oh,
can't see their HP either.
Ooh, my bad. I will fix that in a second. I thought I had done that. Can you see them now?
Yeah. hmm
And then Danya's is there.
We see the bar, but no number.
Oh, God damn it.
Sorry.
How do I make the number show up?
I don't know. You did it
Oh,
for
no.
you did it for Heraith when we couldn't see Heraith.
I don't know how I did it.
I remember vaguely doing that shit when I ran the game, and it was like there was just like I feel like there was just a checkbox that was like visible to.
Oh,
everyone,
visible
or
to all. Yeah, there we go.
some
Visible,
kind of.
visible to everyone. How about that? Does that work?
Yeah, I can see Dania now.
Okay, let
Not
me.
Mogram yet.
I'm changing Mograms in a second. There's too many fucking.
I bet
There we go.
Mogram's having a is reconsidering the goal of becoming. If this is what you have to deal with when you have the Blood of Steel song as your like thing, like, you have to deal with this shit all the time.
So that's his bonus action, which means that all of these zombies, all 60 of them, have reduced their HP by 50, which means I gotta subtract 50 from each of these stacks, which means, okay. So they're, while within his radius, they're all gonna have a lot less HP. Anyway, for his action, he is going to probably cast a spell.
Mhm.
Probably Firestorm would be a good idea at this point.
That is the plan.
Okay.
I would think that any firestorm along the ground would be really good.
You want him to cast it down there at all those groups of zombies? Because, like, one block of it will probably get, like, all of them.
Yeah, like certainly as much as he could on the amalgam, but being able to clear out some of the zombies would help. I think.
Alright, so let me get, like, little squares. Do I have little square?
What a weird spell.
What? Firestorm? Yeah.
Yeah, where you just have like a bunch of Lego blocks that you have to put around on the floor.
I have
I think it's supposed to be like
Square.
a kind of like a fiery snake effect.
It's
Okay.
supposed to be, yeah. It's
But
not. It's weird.
Why not name it Fire Snake?
Fire Snake would be cool. Why don't they name it Fire Snake?
Because I think Firestorm sounds pretty ballin'.
You're right. I cannot find this thing I was gonna use. Oh, there it is. Do I have a cube in here? I'm just gonna. This is not the right color, but I'm just gonna use this for like measuring squares. So 10 by 10 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll probably snake it under Sissel. 6, 7, and then maybe have it rise up vertically
Yeah.
to hit the one that's 50 feet up. Probably can only get one of them if he's going vertical, because they're about 50 feet up. So
Does
that's going
the
to be nine.
damage multiply more against the amalgam if it's hitting it multiple times, or is it just a
No,
one
it's just
time?
one. It's
Okay,
just one
alright.
hit. But the fact that these zombies are basically clusters, each of them
Yeah.
is going to get hit by it.
I was just curious, like if we were losing damage on the amalgam by not just stacking a bunch of squares on it, but if that's the
No.
case, that's fine.
Okay, so I believe Firestorm. Let me look up the deets on that. Firestorm. 70-10 fire damage on a failed save, dexterity saving throw. So now I have to do like 80 dex saves. Can I do like? I wish there was like a thing that I could say like do this many dex saves.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
this is
not
my
sorry.
fault. This is my
He's
fault for
just to
making it.
himself.
I
I
did
mean, do
this
they
to
have a, do
myself.
they have a modifier?
They do have a modifier.
Oh.
They have a -2 modifier. Likely they are all gonna fail because I think Mogram has a pretty high DC. No, he's got a 19 DC. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna assume that they're all just gonna roll together. I'm not gonna roll 100 times. I'm gonna roll like 10 times.
Because if Gruff does the same thing.
7, 8. Okay, so 7 for the zombies. They all failed. And then the amalgam is also fails. Okay, so they all failed, which means that they all take 7d10 damage, 30 points of fire damage. Now that exceeds the individual zombies' HP values, but they all have undead fortitude. So I'm gonna just do like a
Oh my
real quick
God.
roll to see if they will. Well, it's the DC is 5 plus the damage taken, so the DC is 35, and they're gonna do con saves. I don't even think they can get that.
Probably not.
No,
Do they
so
have a plus 15 con?
no, they do not. Which
Burn,
means
baby, burn.
Wait, doesn't fire damage prevent that from happening or something? Or is it radiant
Wait.
that prevents?
radiant or a critical hit,
Oh.
which means all of those zombies are gone.
Rip.
All of them.
Good riddance.
In fact, I think
Good job, Mogram.
I accidentally deleted them off the turn order. It's fine. I'll put them back.
It's fine.
I think they had like a 17, I want to say.
Yeah.
Good thing, because they were going to form in a second. I've forgotten amalgam in a second.
Oh.
No, they already had their.
I know, on the next turn.
Oh.
So that's Mogram's turn. Verna, what do you want Verna to do? She can do a big hit. She can do bigger hit. Oh, I forgot. The Forgotten Amalgam also takes 30 points of fire damage and spawns another set of zombies.
God.
I don't know if there's any, like, usually she does stuff where she tries to, like, I don't know if she has, like, an aura thing that she would want to cast, because sometimes she does that. I don't know if she wants to try to, like, use one of her thingies to draw the thing's attention. Like, she has.
You
like,
could just
almost
do
a
the
taunt.
big hit with the radiant damage if you wanted to do that, or just do something with like a divine smite. I mean, it is
Yeah.
undead, so it's going to do more damage.
Maybe the smite, because I remember the big hit also heals.
Yes,
I
but nobody
did,
really needs healing right now.
I did point out, like, I have to assume that, like, the mass of this thing is kind of tugging upwards and it's, like, being held to the ground by wherever it's stuck. So she could go and just try to, like, whack it free. Help try to.
Yeah, she could certainly do that.
Also,
so yeah,
if possible, she should be near Rhino.
Yeah.
you're right. She should. So she's going to fly down to the base of this thing and start just smashing the base of it with the Justice's Gavel. Let me do 2 attacks, because I believe... Or does... No, she gets 3 attacks.
She has
now.
3, right?
Yeah, she has 3. So Justice's Gavel. Yep. And yes, so they all hit. 1 is a crit, which means it does a lot of damage.
Good.
20 plus
12, right?
a big number. Yeah, 12. So 32. So 32 plus 18 plus 14 is 64 more damage. It's gonna spawn more zombies.
I mean, yep.
What
Yeah.
else are we gonna do?
Yeah, I know. More zombies. Another 2d10. 11 more. Okay.
I'm just gonna say into the earring, hey y'all, you know what? This sucks.
Okay. I think Lauren walked away. So,
Yeah,
and it's her
she
turn. I'm gonna say we go to Sissel. I'll let Lauren get in when she gets back.
Okay.
Oh, why are the rates not on the turn order? There they are.
Orb again?
That's the center of the reverse gravity. Oh,
Alright.
that's right. Yeah, Verna and Ellen are upside down, and so are Sissel. You're not affected by the gravity because you can fly, but
Mhm.
Yeah, things
Sissel
will
is
just be
at
upside
least
down.
temporarily banned from doing damage to the main boss, so I've got another thing.
okay.
Going to
I gotta put that they are flying.
let's try this out.
Old monster, on the creature, on the big creature. So this is a wisdom save. Okay. That is a failure. It is going to use the legendary resistance to succeed.
That's it.
All right. That concludes your turn.
Let's just back up. And
Okay. You're still within the range of it, but
yeah, I realized that as I was doing it, so it's just a matter of
okay. So if you're finished with your turn, the Amalgam is going to use its final legendary action for the round to make another slam attack, this time in the center of Verna, Mido, and Sissel. Oh, excuse me. Verna, that is a 19 to hit, so that misses Verna. Oh my god, what is with my rolls today? It's another 19 to hit on Mido, which misses. And then there's an 18 on Sissel, which misses.
Good.
Hey!
It's
Jesus
fine.
Christ.
It's fine.
I rolled a 4, a 4, and a
Bobs
3.
knees out of the way.
This
I guess
amalgam
when you're-
hasn't had such spry people to try and kill in a very long time.
Maybe it's just like it's not. It's
This
like
has become a punching bag. I thought this would
It's
be a
con-
fun fight.
this construct is like made out of bodies, so like
having
its
fun.
surface is uneven and it has like divots and shit in it where there's like missing parts. So maybe it's just slamming the wrong parts down, and everyone's just kind of like not having. It's just like all the open areas in its hand are just like falling on top of people. They're not gonna hit. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're,
Like when
they're
a
getting
bowl-
inside the grooves, and they're,
Yeah,
they're like
exactly.
they're like
Pretty
making
briefly.
eye contact with one of the zombies making up its hands. Okay, it's the Ashen Wraith's turn. There's one over here.
Verna just like gives a Samuel L. Jackson stare at the zombies in the body, and they all kind of like move away from her at the last second, like before they collide.
There's one over here, one over here, one over here. I think these wraiths are gonna fly down toward the group over here. The
You
wraith-
boys gonna wish you hadn't done
I
that.
know when it gets to the cleric's turn.
Fuck him
okay.
up.
Okay, so the wraiths are going to use their life drain ability. One is going to attack Goff, one is going to attack Danya. Two are going to attack Danya, I think.
Why are they being so mean to Donnie?
His first target. I mean, they could attack Magram. You want to attack Magram instead?
I don't
Really?
want them to attack anyone, Falk.
Well, that's
They
a
don't
5
need
foot
to
reach,
be
so they
with-
gotta be nearby.
Does this release Danya's held action?
I think she was waiting for Hiraeth to tell her otherwise on her turn, and
Okay.
I think Hiraeth's turn came and went, and that didn't happen. So,
Well, yeah.
yeah. 17 to hit on Goff. I think that misses.
Miss.
Danya is a 21 to hit. That hits her, and Magram is another 21 to hit. That also hits him. So Danya takes 33 points of necrotic. Magram
Minus
takes
5.
26 points of necrotic, minus 5 on each of those. So Magram takes 21, and Danya takes 28. And I believe they have to make con saves. They do. So Danya is got a con save. She doesn't have a con save, so that is a
don't
failure
dwarves
for
have a bonus to con or something?
no. Well, inherently yes, but they don't get a big modifier on their con save because they're not a proficient. So she only rolled a 14 total on her con save for that, so that's a failure. And Magram, I think, is a little bit hardier. Yes. No. Maybe? No. Yes. But he still only rolled a 14 total, so they both failed. Which means that their maximum health is also reduced by that amount. So, for the time being...
I love how the weak NPCs are only made weaker. That's great.
So Danya's max HP is now 104, and Magram's max HP is now 107. And that is going to be the Wraith's turn. I don't think Lauren is back yet, so unless Lauren says otherwise, so we'll go to Goff.
Oh, that's the wrong button. Trying to get close with this stupid zombie.
You're trying to get as many as you can.
Of course I am. I wanted to get rid of the ones on the left, but the race are being bitches. I'm gonna cast Turn Undead, Destroy Undead.
Okay.
And I do just want to point out that where is it? My Destroy Undead CR is now 8.
Okay.
8. So I don't know what a Wraith is it at, but if it is an 8 or lower, it can be destroyed.
All right. So what's the DC? And it's a Wisdom save, right?
Yeah. What? Wait, is it? I think it's a Wisdom save.
Yes, I believe so. For Turn Undead.
Wisdom save. Yes.
Okay.
The saving throw, the save is 22.
22. Zombies cannot save. The Wraiths can only save if they get a natural 20. Nope, none of them save. So, with a explosion of radiant energy, each of these clusters of zombies and Wraiths just turn to divine ash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Please don't bite my dwarf friends. That was my action. Bonus action. What can I do as a bonus action? Divine Word's a bonus action?
Is it?
Yeah, apparently.
Divine Word is indeed a bonus action. It is a 7th level.
I mean, Divine Word is kind of redundant when I have Destroy Undead.
Yeah, and it's a single target. Anyway.
I don't even have it
no,
prepared.
it's everybody. It's everybody within...
I don't even have it prepared. So, like, it's not... it doesn't matter. I was just looking at what was a bonus action in my book, and I was like, wow, that's a 7th level bonus action.
20
that's
points
crazy.
of fury filled instantly. That's so good. I love Divine Word.
I've never used it because, like, I never know what anyone's HP, everything's HP value is.
That's usually the problem with, like, HP-based spells.
It seems like a weird thing to gamble on for a 7th level spell.
Same with, like, Power Word Stun and Power Word Kill. They're, like, based off of HP values.
Oh, this is interesting. I could do this. How's the amalgam looking?
Pretty rough.
Is mine Mine hasn't gone yet.
No, because Lauren isn't here. And I don't know if she's gonna come back.
Did she say she would need to go?
She just said BRB. That's all she said.
Oh.
I don't know what that means. Could mean
Alright.
she's just gonna get a glass of water. Could mean she's sick and she's gonna be in the bathroom for the next hour.
Well, I was thinking about giving Holy Weapon, but Patrick's not here and Lauren's not here, and they're the ones I would give it to. So, how hurt is everyone? Everyone's pretty much okay. Roscoe's a little hurt.
Roscoe's a little hurt.
The dwarves are hurt.
The dwarves are hurt and they have a reduction in their max HP.
Oh, wait. Level 2 is a second level spell?
You can use anything because Channel Divinity is not a spell. You can use any level spell.
No, but bonus action because using Destroy Undead is an action.
Right. Oh, okay. So it has to be bonus. All right.
Wait, let me check something. I'm sorry for my turn to. I want to check something.
It's fine. It'll give us a chance for Lauren to get back. All right. Lauren, we had to skip over your turn, but once Tom is done, you're on deck.
Oh, if Lauren's back, you can do the holy weapon.
I actually. Is the thing that the wraith inflicted, can that be cleansed with lesser restoration? Or is that require greater magic?
It's considered a reduction in hit points. So I think
Does that just
greater.
require a long rest?
I think that's greater restoration. Well, let me look. So
I mean, lesser restoration does not list reduction in hit points in its list of effects, but I don't. Some of the things that you can use the set restoration spells on.
greater restoration says one effect in reducing the target's hit point maximum. So it specifically calls it out. It would have to be a greater
okay.
restoration.
Never mind then. I am gonna use. Yeah, whatever. Can I use Holy Weapon on Mido?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
I'm gonna
touch
do
spell,
that.
so you have to get next to her.
Yeah, I'll do
You
that.
have the rain. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to use 5th level spell Holy Weapon on Mido.
Holy weapon.
That gives you an additional 2d8 radiant on your attacks.
Cool beans.
I don't
All
have...
that really matters is the first paragraph. The second
Yeah.
one's if I want to do something weird with it. Well, actually, there's undead around. Does it do something to undead?
It doesn't do anything extra undead. I looked. It's
it's
not
just a
like Divine
blinding
Smite.
effect.
Yeah, it's just a blinding effect.
Okay,
Um,
so basically it just means Mido does 2d8 extra damage on top
Yes.
of whatever else she does.
Yep. All right.
And it's a concentration level spell.
Okay.
So,
Yep. So while you concentrate on that, Mido has Holy Weapon, which will grant her an additional 2d8 radiant to her attacks. Does that include your turn?
I think I'm gonna back up a bit. I have 80 feet of movement, so I'm assuming that I still have some movement left.
Yeah.
I didn't count it because I wasn't really thinking about
I
it. But
think you were like here, and you went
Yeah,
over
and I
here,
went up-
and then
I-
over here. So
yeah,
like
so it's only
25
moved,
feet,
like-
and then another 20. So you have like 35 feet of movement still.
I'm just gonna move back here.
Okay.
And yeah, it should be fine.
All right. That brings us to Mido.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna hit this thing.
Okay.
Do I have to be right up on it to melee it?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
big. You're basically like flying up to this giant form.
Okay, well I'll be right next to Verna then.
Okay.
So we can
Be friends.
do our cool thingy majig.
Your limit break.
Yeah. So I also get 2d10 you said, or is it
2d8.
2d6?
2d8 radiant in addition to your regular attacks. So if you want to roll.
Yeah, hold on. I'm pulling up that page. weapon.
Weapon. That hits.
So I'm also gonna use my firebolt, or does it even do anything?
You could try. You don't know.
I'll
I mean,
try, but how
you've
much
seen
is...
people use fire against it, so it worked.
I forgot. It's 3d10 now?
4d10.
4d10.
It's been 4d10 since 17th level.
Sorry, I don't remember numbers. Okay, and then I get my
2d8 radiant on top of that. Okay, you still have 2 more attacks.
Okay, that one doesn't
That
hit.
just hits.
Oh, it does?
Wow.
Yes, it's got a low AC.
Okay, then.
Okay, so 14 with an additional 13 radiant. And then one more that also hits for 18 slashing, and then another 11 radiant. That is going to spawn 2 more clusters of zombies.
I'm gonna action surge.
Okay.
I want to kill this thing.
All right. So hold on. I gotta spawn the zombies anyway. Sorry. It's gonna take me a
You and
second.
your fucking zombies.
My useless zombies, because everyone's flying, and you shouldn't put things with only melee attacks and no flying ability against 19th level players, because I'm stupid as
This
hell.
isn't even the final fight of this journey. It's fine.
You're right. It's just there to burn all of your good spells.
I'm not gonna use all
He
my good
admitted-
spells.
he
I'm
admitted it.
holding them.
He admitted it. Okay, can I roll you now?
1 sec. I'm doing modifications. So you got 18 zombies there, and then another 12 that popped up over here. Math. Okay. Okay, you can do your next 3 attacks.
Okay.
That hits. Okay. That hits. And that hits. Okay, that was 22 damage, and that was 21 damage. Alright, so that's again gonna spawn 2 more clusters of zombies. Alright, so let me do these 2 and then roll them really quick. 11 and 2. Okay.
That's my turn.
Alright. Okay, so 2 there, and then 11 here. Alright. That brings us to Alan.
Seeing what Verna and Mido are doing, Alan's gonna is trying to cut it free from the crag doing anything at all.
Doesn't seem to be now. It's so big, but you're whittling it down at this point. There's not a lot of like form left to it. It's mostly just like it's basically like got one arm left, half of its torso, and like part of its face. Like most of the bodies have sloughed off and are
Well, on the bright
other-
side, it is for forcing everything else to not come into contact with it as they approach.
yeah.
So that's good. That is 12 plus 17.
That'll hit.
Yeah. It's a D4. 3 plus 11 is 14 points of
Okay.
dagger.
Okay. And then sneak attack.
That is yes.
41. Okay. So here's what happens. You sever the last piece of what looks to be the ley lines of this creature, and then the whole thing seems to go inert. The bodies just scatter across the ground. And another 11 zombies are spawned from the attack. But there's no actual form anymore. So I will I will make this disappear for now.
Wow. Are they all flying up into the air?
Some of the unmoving bodies, yeah, but then like another cluster of zombies got kicked out of it from Ellen's attack. But the remaining zombies that composed its form start like floating, but they're not really even zombies. They're just like corpses that are just kind of flying in the air right now. But that's all you see right now. There's still all these like clusters of zombies. Anything else you want to do? Ellen?
Fly here.
Where? Okay. Okay, Danya, who held her action last time, she looks at you again, your 8th.
Oops.
Destroy the zombies.
Fuck
And
'em
the
up.
only. Okay, so I mean, I don't really know what to say. Like, I guess she can just shoot. I can't move. I'm driving the.
I know, but she can shadow step. She can go anywhere. She's just been
Oh
waiting
yeah,
for
I
you
mean,
to give her the
I'll
go
just
ahead.
I'll just shrug and say, oops, you can do whatever you want now, I guess.
She just
What?
she shrugs, balls up her fists, and then you watch as the darkness envelopes her as she shadow steps down into the valley, and she just starts tangling with these two zombies. She's going to use her flurry of blows, making 2 attacks against each of them. Let me do their rolls real quick. Let me see. What is her attack? Right. Okay. Okay. Okay, so all of those hit. For okay, she's not going to be as strong as Roscoe, but between those 4 attacks, she does manage to down both of the zombies that she tangoed with, and they both fall inert. So that's another 2 zombies down. And then I guess that's all she can do. She doesn't have bonus action, but she will probably like use her movement to back away a little bit, so she's not gonna come within mauling range of any of these hordes of zombies. What does Roscoe want to do? Mel, you there?
Oh no.
Nope.
This computer blue screen again.
I don't know. Somebody else take control of Roscoe then.
Oh,
Probably just punch these zombies.
he can only hit 5 unique zombies, right?
Yes.
Because he's only got 5.
Unless he uses his Avatar Stone power and hits like multiple with a stunning strike.
The lightning thing.
Yeah.
But even then, he'd only be able to clear out like 1 pile, right?
Yeah. Still a lot. I mean, there's
Yeah,
like
it's a daily power, right?
yeah.
What do you guys think? Should we have Roscoe use the daily power on just clearing out 1 stack of zombies?
No.
Seems like it's... To be able to hit more of them, maybe. There's like, what? Like, there's dozens on the map right now.
Yes, there are like 20, 30, 40, like probably like still like 90 to 100 zombies just wandering around this crater right now.
I guess just for now, then Roscoe is just gonna try and take out as many as he... I mean, is he strong enough to just take out 1 per hit?
Close, not entirely.
Oh, so he can't even do 5.
No. Unless he crits.
I could tell him that not to worry about any of the zombies in the circle, because they're probably falling upwards, right?
Yeah, they're flying up in the air.
They probably can't really get to each other to to combine.
No.
Yeah, I'll tell him, Roscoe. I'm going to make them fall soon, so that they'll probably splat anyway.
All right, can he get to down here?
Where? Yes.
How does the daily power work? Can it hit multiple targets?
Yes.
How
It
many
hits all
targets-
targets within. So the way his daily power works is, if he makes a stunning strike, he can invoke the power, and it does an additional 4d10 lightning damage, and then also hits all creatures adjacent to the primary target within 10 feet.
Ooh, he could do that on the ones that are trying to form over here.
Yeah, he could, and just knock them all
Do
out.
you think that's worthwhile?
That's like 40 zombies.
Yeah. And they're the ones that are closest to reforming.
Yeah, they're gonna
right?
reform this round.
And we don't know what happens when they reform, which means we probably want to prevent that as much as we can. So I'm gonna have him.
So
go over
his
there and
power
do that.
specifically says once per day when you use a stunning strike, so it has to specifically be a stunning strike, you can deal an additional 40-10 lightning damage with the strike. Additionally, the stunning strike and its damage can affect all enemies within 10 feet of your initial target. So you've got like this big mob of 40 zombies over here that are all just crawling all over one another and look like they're trying to reform another amalgam. And he can just rush down there and do like a big like Thor fist into the earth and like send a bunch of lightning.
Oh yeah, like when he comes down with the axe, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So he basically just a land and attack and get the stunning strike to work.
The stunning strike doesn't have to work. It just
he
when
just has to spend the key to do it.
Yes.
Does he spend extra key to use the full ability?
What do you mean? Can
Like
you
if he what's the ability called? The
stunning
Roscoe.
strike.
No,
Oh, the actual power.
Yeah.
It's on his avatar stone. It is the basic non-awakened ability.
Okay.
It's at the very top of the list where it says additionally the avatar.
So using that doesn't cost any extra key.
It doesn't cost any extra key. No, you just use 1 point of key to initiate a stunning strike on one target, and then
okay.
it also affects everything within 10 feet.
Yeah.
With the lightning
so-
damage and the main physical damage and the stun effect.
All right, I'm gonna do that then.
Okay. So
So
make one strike against one zombie, make it a stunning strike, and then add another 4d10 onto it.
I need to open Roscoe's sheet because I don't have it open.
Okay. I can guarantee you will hit this because they're zombies, and zombies only have they have a really low armor class. In fact, I don't think it's possible for Roscoe to fail to hit a zombie.
Is this what Mel uses when Roscoe attacks? Unarmed strike and the weapons?
Yeah.
1d10 plus 7
Yes, that's it.
damage.
Mm-hmm. All right, that hits. If you want to add an additional 4d10 damage onto that, lightning damage. $15. Okay, so a total of over 30 damage, 32. So Roscoe comes down, just extends like one of his doggy paws and like a flying kick, kicks one of these zombies in the middle of the throng, and as he does, electricity ripples out from it and just explodes all the zombies around it in a shockwave. All of them are dead.
Fuck yeah.
That's
Good
40
job,
zombies
Chuck.
now.
Good boy.
I gotta put them back on the list. I keep forgetting that. All right. Okay, that's Roscoe's turn. He still actually has he has more movement. He still has 3 more attacks, or 4 more if he's gonna. Actually, no. Does that cost a bonus action to use that ability?
Stunning strike is separate from bonus action.
Yeah, but I meant his avatar ability. No, it does not. So he actually still has 1 more attack on his attack action plus a bonus action if he wants to use Flurry of Paws. So he can potentially attack 4 more times against anything.
Okay, I guess I'll just have him move over here and just destroy as many of these zombies as he can.
All right, give me attack rolls.
How many? 4?
4.
A flurry of
And that'll
paws?
take another key point because if he's going to use Flurry of Paws.
Okay, yeah.
4 more strikes. That hits. That hits. That hits. That hits. Okay, so that's a
He
total.
probably only got like 2 or 3 of them, but
That's a total of 18 plus 9 is 27. Plus 17 is 44. So that's 2 zombies, exactly. So Roscoe's taking out 42 zombies.
good boy.
Not as high as, I think Goff has the second highest body count, and I think
Oh shit, are we
Magram
doing a
has the
score
most.
on this now?
I think Magram has the most. He took out like 80
Oh
zombies.
yeah. I mean,
Well, yeah.
he spent a 7th level spell slot.
You're right, he did. Alright, so that's Roscoe's turn. Wraith. What's your Wraith want to do?
What does your Wraith want to fucking do?
You're still on the carpet with your brother.
These guys are going to be falling upwards.
Yep.
I want to maintain that until they are, I can drop them from the maximum height.
That'll be this round.
At the end of it, like right now or later?
Once it passes their turn, that's basically them flying upward to the max height. So after count 17.
I can. Ending a spell is like a free action, right?
I feel like
I
that's written
think
somewhere. I
so.
can't
I
remember.
think it is. I don't know if it has to be on your
You
turn. I
hold-
don't think it has to.
Can you hold the ending of a spell like that?
I'm not sure.
You normally can't dismiss a spell unless it says its description says you can, or if it requires concentration, you decide to end your concentration on it. So it doesn't say when you can do it. I'm assuming that you can just drop concentration at any time.
I would prefer to just like say I want to drop concentration whenever they seem to get to the top of it.
Okay.
Until then, what is the speed on the carpet? It's like 30 or 45 or
50, I
something.
thought.
15.
Oh, okay, never mind. I will fly us like over.
Oh, so you can end concentration at any time, no action required. So you literally can just do it whenever you want during the
Okay,
round.
good. I brought Magram over here,
Okay. Nyum.
and I'm also gonna bring us closer to the ground and just kind of like park the thing there.
Okay.
I'll keep playing the same song just 'cause. And I guess I'll hop off and go smack these zombies.
Okay.
Prefer not to have to use resources if I don't need to.
Okay.
So I will hit them twice.
Both of those hit for a total of 30 points of damage.
Let me make sure
that'll-
damage type, because it could be necrotic, which would be bad.
I don't think regular
Uh-oh.
zombies have an immunity to necrotic.
Both of those are necrotic, so.
It still damages them.
Okay.
Regular zombies don't have an immunity to necrotic.
Alright, well, that is what I will do.
Okay, so that actually will fully take out one and part of another. Alright. Is that your turn?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Oh boy. It's the Ashen Zombie's turn.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm sure this will be fun.
Well, you're on the ground now, right?
I suppose so.
You're gonna take 29 attacks.
Yep.
And Roscoe's gonna take 9 attacks.
I'm going to go ahead and cast shield.
Okay, so that's a +5 to your AC. What's your AC now?
Yes, 27.
27. All right. So Roscoe's Roscoe's AC? If
It's like
not that
21.
I'm out.
22.
22.
Welcome
Okay.
back.
Well,
Thank
back.
you.
let's do Roscoe's first because there's less of those.
I had Roscoe use his daily stunning strike electricity boom power because it destroyed,
Roscoe
like,
is
40
gonna be
zombies.
hit. So Roscoe has
Mhm.
22 as his AC.
Yeah.
So he gets hit by 6 of those, and one of them is a crit.
What the fuck?
Oh, what?
Yeah, they're not regular zombies. They're a little higher level. I scaled them up. Otherwise, this would be not a challenging encounter.
Okay.
This could be bad. Let's see. Let's find out.
How much
So-
damage can one zombie do?
They're scaled up. They can do a lot of damage.
They'll
I'm
be
gonna
fine.
be rolling a lot of damage. So the one against Roscoe. Is gonna be a lot of damage. Hold on. Let me do math real quick. Oh boy. He just gets dogpiled by zombies.
Ha,
He takes
dogpile.
180 points of damage.
Oh, no.
What?
His death word popped?
Yes. Actually, yes, I would say the last attack popped the death ward. So fortunately, nobody
Uh-oh.
else attacked him. Otherwise, he would have gone down.
Uh,
And now 29 of them are going to attack Haraith.
yeah,
What's your AC right now?
27.
27. Okay. Fortunately, I don't think they can roll that high, but let's find out.
Why use shield?
Okay. 27, you said. I'm just gonna take a while.
I'm so stupid.
All right, you got hit by 5 of them, Haraith. 2 of them were crits.
What
Oh,
the?
boy.
Why are they critting so much?
I got natural
Well,
20s
there's
on
a
2
bunch
them.
of them.
There's the like 29 rolls I
It's
just
just-
did.
that's just
Yeah, but the
Statistically,
ones that
hit.
actually hit still like
statistically, that's what would happen.
still
Um,
that's, like, insane.
It is. But fortunately, out of 29, only being hit by 5 of them is pretty damn good statistically. Let me do math real quick. Okay. And because 2 of them were crits, that could complicate things. Yeah, Haraith takes 190 points of damage.
Huh? Okay.
2 of those crits were a lot.
These zombies do too
Alright.
much damage.
So your death ward popped.
Yeah.
But you're still standing.
That's
I mean, you
At
basically
this
walked into a
point,
swarm of like 30 zombies. If they're all just going to
I-
swarm around you and start attacking you.
I thought they're bitch baby zombies, man. I'm not trying to figure
there
out
was
what
no
your stat
indication.
blocks
There was no
are.
indication until they started attacking that they were.
Well,
buff
yeah, because none of
zombies.
you were on the ground. You can't put this on me.
I'm
I
not
don't
putting anything on you.
particularly
I'm just
care.
frust-
It's whatever.
It's just not you. I'm getting anxious because you set a precedent for this adventure as if you die, it's forever, and this is not even the final fight we're gonna be. That's
Yeah,
that's making
the
me
content-
very anxious.
The other zombies are gonna fall.
So they fall. So that's going to be 18 zombies over here. So what's
How
going to be
much
it's
fall
100 feet?
damage?
100 feet, so it's 2d6 for every 10 feet, right? Is that how it
I believe
works?
so.
All damage.
It'll be 20d6.
I believe so. I just need to check real quick. God damn it! Sometimes finding rules is really hard. So falling damage is 1d6 for every 10 feet, to a maximum of 20d6. So if they're falling 100 feet, that is going to be 10d6 damage. That's 32 points of damage, which is more than enough to kill them. So 18 zombies just hit a ground with a
Splat.
splatter, and that is all that she wrote on any of them.
So there's no more field here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming like the highest roll would have been a DC like 35. I'm assuming you couldn't make that because those crits were nasty.
Huh?
Your
No, I mean,
concentration for your gravity.
I don't think that's possible.
Okay.
That's why I
I'm
didn't
gonna
even
s-
roll.
I'm gonna say the gravity's gone then.
No, I already said that it would
willingly
have
being
dropped.
Yeah, you reduce. You
No, I
ended
mean it
concentration.
was the constant. I mean I was going to drop it
Oh, that's
roughly
what you
the
were
same
saying.
time anyway, but it was
Okay.
going to be concentration first.
Okay. So I think on Magram's turn, seeing what's happening to you, he's going to rush up. He is going to use his action to cast Heal on you. So you get 70 HP back. And then he is going to also... Let's see if... Well, does his Bardic Inspiration work like that? I don't think his Bardic Inspiration can be given to your AC. I think it can only apply to his. I think he'll give you inspiration anyway. I think your brother stands next to you and he says, "Come on, we stand together," and he gives you a Bardic Inspiration. It's only a D10 because he doesn't have as good of one as you, but you have a D10 Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
And he holds his sword at the ready, like interposing himself between you and them in the horde, shoving them back a little bit. All right, it's Verna's turn. What is Verna gonna do?
I think she should smack. I think she should whack.
Okay. Where is she gonna do that?
She help Roscoe in some way.
Yeah, Roscoe has 1 hit point and no death ward.
I mean, she has 60 feet flying, right?
Yeah, where do you want her to go?
To Roscoe.
Okay, so she's gonna run up to Roscoe. What do you want her to do? Smack? Just big hits?
Should she do the big healing hit? She has a healing
Probably.
hit, right?
Yeah, she has the big healing hit that's like 10d8 radiant, and I think it's even more if they're undead. I'll have to look.
Let's have
Can
her do
only hit-
that and heal Roscoe.
Can it only hit one thing?
I think so. It's not an AoE, so it wouldn't really be helpful here.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately... Well, hold on. I think the Justice's Gavels gives her new magic abilities, and one of them is an AoE. Let me look. She might actually just use that instead, and then maybe like use a lay on hands on Roscoe. Let me pull it up real quick. Justice's Gavel, where are you? Justice's Gavel gives her the access to the destructive wave ability. So,
That won't take out Roscoe, will it?
each creature you choose, so no, it won't affect
Okay.
Roscoe. Each creature you choose within 30 feet must succeed on a con save or take 5d6 thunder damage as well as 5d6 radiant. So there's 9 of them in this location. She's gonna slam the hammer into the ground and cast Destructive Wave. They're gonna have to all make the Constitution saving throws. They all fail, so they're gonna take 5d6 plus 5d6, so 40 points of damage total. They're all wiped out.
Ooh.
All right. So, in fact, I don't think she has the ability to use a bonus action to heal Roscoe, unfortunately.
Is healing hands not a bonus action?
No, lay on hands is a an action.
I think it was more important to get her
Yeah.
to wipe them out because.
Eehoo. Roscoe can always use his like second wind ability on his turn.
Yeah.
All right. Mido's turn. There's a cluster of zombies here that are left, 11 here, and then there's like 29 or so that are mobbing Heraith and Magram.
I'm fine.
Okay.
What?
I said okay, and I started
Okay.
thinking.
Sorry, you cut out. I wasn't sure what you said.
Well, I didn't cut out. I just stopped talking.
Okay.
Where are all the zombies? I'm trying to think. There's 11 here.
There's
and
11
a bunch-
here. There's 18 here and 11 here. That's all that's left.
Hmm.
Are you gonna lightning bolt?
Let me look at my spell book.
They're zombies. They're not particularly dexterous, so it might be a good idea.
Let's see. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because then I can just like angle in a way that doesn't hit them, right?
Yeah. You would quite literally only hit the zombies.
Cool. Then I will use my lightning bolt.
Okay. So roll 8d6 damage. Okay.
Wow.
What's the DC? 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, even with a natural 20, none of them can succeed on this. So they are just all electrified. Hiraeth and Magram, you watch as about 30 odd zombies around you start crackling with electricity and then convulse and fall to the ground and stop moving.
How many
Thanks,
spell points is
Maito.
that? I
That
give a
is
thumbs up.
5, I believe.
Okay.
Alright, so that's all of them down. There's just this little cluster left. And now that there's only that many, they can't even form into an amalgam anymore. There's just 11.
You're just regular guys.
Alright.
I do give Hiraeth and Magram a thumbs up.
Alright, he
Very
kind of...
important.
I think Magram looks at the pile of corpses in front of him that are still kind of like convulsing from the lightning, and he looks back at you and he kind of wipes his brow and he gives you a thumbs up back.
Yeah.
Sissel, it's your turn.
Boy, oh boy. Just a cluster of zombies left.
Yeah.
They're gonna get last.
Ooh, okay.
A good old acid ball.
Do it.
Right over there.
Oh, they can't save on that. You
Big ol' splash.
you launch an acid ball directly into the core of this final cluster of zombies. The acid just splashes all over them and melts them down into a goo. They are done for.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
That got spicy, y'all.
I did get a little spicy near
That
the
got
end.
spicy, y'all.
All right.
Oof. I just thought I could go over there and hit some zombies. I was wrong.
What? Oh, whoops. I did something dumb. I keep forgetting what. Okay, there we go.
Copel, I don't want to hear you meow meow. Get out of here.
Alright.
I'm done with you. We're done professionally.
Okay. I think Verna would lay on hands. Do you want Verna to lay on hands, Rosker? Or do you want Rosker to use his once per day to heal himself? His class ability.
How much does his once per day heal him?
His once per day heals him a lot. I think it's like 3 times his monk level. So it's like 57 hit points. Whereas Verna, I think, can only heal him up to like 30.
I'm gonna use one of my charges of my staff to heal him.
Okay. So Roscoe
So,
gets back
70.
70 hit points.
Anything beyond that, it's up to y'all.
I think we can have him use his once per day because he took a big.
Yeah, you
a
both
big-
took big hits right near the end there.
Times. Let me
You
look.
bravely waded into the horde. All right.
I feel like it's how many zombies hit Haraith? 5?
5. And 2 of
5
them
hit
crit.
Haraith.
2 of them
and she had a-
crit.
Haraith had an AC of 27, and 5 hit her, and she took 180 points of damage.
Yes, because
That's just ridiculous.
the zombies were scaled up. You have to keep in mind, basic bitch zombies are like CR 1/8. I scaled these up to CR 3. They do an average of like 20 damage when they hit, but they only hit once a round. But when you wait until like a group of 30 of them, statistically, like, and because of our crit rules, that meant that max damage on like 2 of those attacks would have been like over 60 damage.
It's just fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
It's
But
too much damage for zombies.
yeah, well. Okay. The crater grows quiet with the passing of the Forgotten Amalgam. As you're picking yourselves up and recovering from the battle, some of you tending to your wounded, you hear a howl. And looking up at the edge of the crater, at the lip, you see Jarrah. The colossal white wolf poised at the edge of the crater, his head lifted up toward the moonless, starless sky in a great howl, signaling to his brethren. It's at that moment that you notice the werewolves starting to rush down into the crater. Jarrah joins them, and soon enough they fall upon the bodies that are scattered across the crater, tearing them to pieces. Some of them still animated by undead necromantic energies, they rip them apart and devour them. And then at the end, as they continue to feast, Jarrah, still with blood caking his mouth, pads on over to your party. And he says, "You have honored this pack through your actions. We thank you. You are safe to travel in our lands, and should you need guidance to your destination, I will provide."
Oh.
This is probably something really lost art.
What was it called? I have it
Graven
written in the
Hollow.
home page.
Graven Hollow.
Graven. No.
Graven.
Is that
Graven Hollow.
I think that's what Tom said. Jarrah pauses, and he says, "I know of this place. I will bring you to it. But once there, I can go no further. Such is the pact I made with the Judge of the Dead."
That is understandable. What's there?
Tombs to forgotten kings, each still living in undeath. And the valley itself guarded by a great beast.
Larger than what we just fought?
Yes.
What kind of beast?
I have not approached in many eons. I know not what it is now. All I know is that it is in service to the Judge of the Dead.
Right. All right.
Tell me when you are ready, and we will make haste to your destination. While you travel with myself in the pact, within the pack, we swear no harm will befall you.
Thank you. All right. I look to everyone else. How are we doing?
I think at this point Danya probably would have run up to Hiraeth and just been like, are you okay?
Oh.
Fine.
He like starts checking you over and looking for like cuts and scrapes and like, hold on, I have a medical bag. And she like starts digging out for like bandages and like stuff like that.
Mm.
She hands you a small healing potion.
Oh, thanks. Like the 2d4 plus
Yeah.
2 one.
Yeah.
I will drink it.
Trying her best.
Thank you.
6 hits. She's trying. She puts like a little
From
band-aid
a
on a scratch that's on your forehead.
I
from
loved her.
afar, I didn't really expect them to be super zombies.
Guess we don't really know what to expect here. Feel a little out of my depth.
You should probably learn a lesson of caution. I know I certainly did. Thank you, Magrim.
He just kind of nods to you gruffly. He says, "We have to live. We have to change our fate."
We do.
And I'll watch your back and you watch mine. I promise you this time there will be no daggers driven into it.
I would
You have
hope
my word?
not. Probably a pretty bad place to do something like that.
No, you're right on that count. I think any number of people here would leave me for the wastes if I tried.
We do need to get you to that cauldron.
All right. So, Tom, were you going to say something?
Yeah. I was gonna ask Gerard a question.
Sure.
That being, if we needed a moment to rest, would now be the time? I'm guessing there would not be any places to stop once we leave.
The wastes are an unforgiving place, long stretches of dirt and ash. But you will travel with me and my pack. And should you wish to rest along the way, we will watch over you.
It would be greatly appreciated.
Very well. You have done us a great service, and we shall do the same in kind.
We may need to stop before we enter the hollow. We can get going for now whenever you are ready.
We wait merely upon you. And you watch as the werewolves are finishing their meal, basically, of devouring these corpses.
Gross.
Love it.
Before we do anything, I'm going to cast Death Ward on Roscoe and her 8th. I'm not
Okay.
taking any chances with this.
Thank you.
Absolutely understandable.
So let's try to not have our HPs go down to Death Ward pop as much as possible, because this is a very costly spell.
Yeah.
Death Ward.
Listen.
I know it wasn't intentional.
Okay.
I made the mistake of forgetting that Roscoe can attack at range.
And Donnie and Magram still have a reduction to their HP until they long rest, or get greater restored. But
Well, how much did they lose?
Donnie lost 28 and Magram lost 23.
Greater Restoration is a 5th level spell.
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, they could just go the duration of. Actually, does lay on hands work?
Yeah.
I'm looking it up. No, it doesn't. It's not really technically a condition. So it would not work.
Does the thing that they have count as a disease?
No,
Oh.
it's just a reduction to their hit point maximum.
I really wish someone else had this spell. So I didn't have to be the only one using it. This is
Ellen will cast Greater Rest.
no.
Well, next campaign you're gonna be cleric, and there's gonna be 2 clerics. So
Yeah. War
gonna
in
be-
Twilight.
who's gonna be the naughty cleric? Trick question. The answer is both of them.
It's 14 spell points if I cleanse up from both of them. Do you guys want me to do that?
I think it might be better to have them at
Okay, and then after that, we should probably rest because any
Oh,
opportunity
yeah.
to not for me to not spend mass cure wounds
Yeah.
that we can avoid.
Mhm.
If we can get we can use hit dice to
Yeah.
restore HP instead. It would be
Mhm.
I really don't want
Sure.
to
Yeah,
run out
yeah.
of spell. We have no idea what that thing is going to be. I don't know what I'm going to have to use against it. I'll I'll greater restore both of them, but it's just this this is why I'm always so anxious because all this stuff is so taxing on specifically my resources because I'm the one who has all this shit. I'm not blaming anyone. This is why I get stressed out about this stuff
Okay, so 1.
because I have to blow through all my spell points way faster than most people do.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
why
so
that's why Mel and I are getting cleric duty next campaign.
Yeah.
Hmm.
who's gonna be the bad healer?
Both
Who's
of us.
gonna go for the
Both.
DPS
I'm
parts?
just saying.
Both of you.
I'm just saying.
Green
One of us is a war
DPS.
cleric.
Yeah.
Twilight
Okay.
clerics also get
Yeah, Twilight
proficiency in
clerics
martial
are also
weapons.
naughty. I don't know what you're talking about, Red.
I am greater restoration on
Okay.
both of the dwarves.
All right, so they don't get their HP back, but they do get their maximum return to normal.
Yes.
But if we're gonna short rest, they can use hit dice.
That was
I don't know if we
what
want to. I don't know if we want to short rest here or like somewhere else, but we need to do that before we reach our destination.
Yep, it's entirely up to the party.
I say
we
here
can.
since we've dedicated.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just sit down in this crater filled with werewolves devouring corpses.
I mean, they're having their rest. We're
I
having
mean,
ours.
yeah, we're all
like,
just chilling.
Okay,
it's
yeah.
the
So
vibe.
certainly, if you want to sit down here, rest for the next 30 minutes, Jiran will watch over you as more and more of the pack finish their meals. I think more of them join you, and eventually you're just kind of like surrounded on all sides by like these 12-foot tall werewolves that are all just sort of watching around the crater, keeping a lookout.
Is there
Um,
dog smell?
Oh, there's a lot of dog fur smell. Yeah.
Ugh.
But you can use hit dice if you want. Danya and
Let's do
Magram will do so.
Do we all have the plus 13 max HP bonus still, right?
You still do, so you
Did Donnie and
can.
Magram get that?
They do. I think I forgot to put that into their values. Yeah, I did. In fact, that just means that I should increase their regular HP bar by 13, because I forgot that there was no. I forgot that.
Me.
All right,
How
that'll
does
work, and then Magram. 86 plus 13 is 99. Okay, there we go. So they need to do. I need to see what their modifiers are so that I can have them roll their hit dice. I believe they're 1d8. Yeah. So Danya gets a +2. Magram gets a +3 to his modifier. So let's do Danya first. Oh, that's not how you do it. 3, 6, so that's 10. Okay, 20, 24. One more for her. Yeah. Okay, so that's good enough probably. And then Magram. Nine, 29. Yeah, okay. Oh, they They do have their. Let me actually do a couple more of those because they do have like the overflow HP.
Hey, Mido.
Lauren,
Yes.
You didn't come through. Could you spend a few hit dice for me, please? What?
Okay, I'll do
Get
one. I
more
didn't get hit that whole fight.
But you're still missing a little HP. I'm gonna be an asshole about this. Permadeath is active right now. I'm sorry. I want to make sure everyone's as topped up as they can be. This is the time to do it.
Fair.
You do have an extra 13 max hit points.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I'll be right back.
Wait.
I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, if we're resting, I'll play the Song of Rest just because it's a thing I can do and it's useless otherwise.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
So anybody resting gets 11 additional.
Fair. Okay.
Yes, it's fine. I don't know how you're counting it on. Do Ellen and Roscoe have their extra max, or are you just like counting it separately from the character token?
That's the little red bar.
Oh, okay. I don't see the red bar for Ellen. It's probably because I don't have access to see it.
Oh yeah.
Adding.
Does
God, I'm
Magrim
rolling a lot of garbage.
does Magrim also get a Song of Rest that he
Is it?
can
Is
stack?
it? Isn't it the D8 plus? Is it including the addition of the con mod?
Hello, I am back.
Yes, I'm just rolling 2s and 3s over and over, and I only
Oh.
have a 2 con, so
Oh.
Does Magrim also get a Song of Rest that he can
you
use?
should. I
stack?
don't.
I don't think
Oh,
it stacks, does it?
Oh, does it?
I have
Oh,
no idea.
I don't know.
Sure, he'll do a Song of Rest too, although he doesn't really have an instrument because he just uses like the sound of his swords to like
he can
make-
duet with
make
with the race.
tunes. Yeah, sure.
You can
He'll provide
hum. Or
he'll provide
like
like a
sing.
vocal.
Yeah.
Oh, so what is it, like 1d12? Or what is it? 1d8? I forget exactly what Song of Rest is.
Probably. It
What
depends on
level
his
is
level.
He's 15th level, which means he can only do a d10.
10, I think.
Yeah, so he'll just roll a 1d10. Everybody add that. 9. There you go.
Nice.
So everybody gets 9 more
Nice.
HP. That'll top off Danya. That'll top off Magram.
I think I had a 9 in one of Roscoe's rolls, so I will give him back a hit die.
That's a good idea. Okay.
God.
Damn.
Wow.
It's not working out for
Well, there's a high chance you won't be spending any hit dice after this for the rest of the day. So
Type in the right number? I guess so. What was it? Was plus 13?
you. Yeah.
16. Wait, is my total even correct? Yes.
169 plus
Plus
13 would be 172.
One-
No,
182.
182.
So 9 more. Can I get 9 more points? How many did I just spend?
Oh my goodness.
That's good enough.
Yeah. That'll put you at 171, right?
Yes. 181.
Or 181, yeah.
Alright. Alright.
Okay.
That was
Damn,
almost all
Goth
my
with,
hit, guy.
Goth 69 spell points.
yeah.
Nice.
Nice, nice.
Can't cast any more spells
That's the idea.
Or rest.
or rest. Yeah. Okay. So, sensing that you have recuperated enough, I think Jirah will make a few movements that the pack seems to recognize, and the pack starts to part and move up toward the edge of the crater in order to form like a forward line, essentially, to scout ahead and make sure the path is secure. And Jiran nods to you, all of you, and turns to go, and he says, "Follow and stick close, for the wastes are inhospitable to life."
Of course.
I nod back and do as he says.
Yeah.
All right. Let me take everyone, put you back on the main page. All right. So, the remainder of the journey. Oh, I can't delete tackle. Get out of here, tackle. The remainder of the journey is fairly uneventful with the presence of the White Wolf and his pack. Through a combination of their forward scouts and the sheer muscle that their presence brings, no creatures of the wastes would even dare think of attacking. This is indeed their territory. So they lead you through ruined towns, vast graveyards, boneyards of ancient creatures that have long since been bleached dry. And eventually, after probably a couple of hours of travel on foot, one of those mountains that Hiraeth had noticed previously, in one of those mountains that had the blue glow at the top, you realize you were getting closer and closer to one of them.
There were
Until
multiple that were glowing.
there were multiple that were glowing, but
Hmm.
you're focusing on one in particular now. It is seemingly dominating your view.
Are there multiple cauldrons?
You don't know.
Huh.
You don't know what they are. But ultimately, you arrive at the outskirts of a wide valley of ash and bone. And this valley is buttressed on either side by these tremendous ziggurat-style tombs. In total, about 4 tomb complexes stand, 2 on either side of the valley. Each one practically a small city in and of itself is the size of these things. They are adorned in grim engravings, long forgotten languages, and the statues of dead kings. And at the apex of each ziggurat, you spy these grand effigies like the likenesses of some imposing monarch, skeletal in nature, decked in royal robes or armor. At the far end of the valley, you see your goal, probably a few thousand feet off at the edge of the end of the valley. You spy a mountain made from jagged bone that splits the bleak sky, and its imposing visage conjuring memories of the throne of the world. Yet this mountain is a dead thing. Its crag is of condensed decay, with a spiraling path that leads up to its apex. And you realize that this is the osseous spiral that Kellenbor spoke of. For at its very peak, you spot an eerie blue glow over the black horizon, what can be none other than the cauldron. Ira stops at the edge of the valley, as does the rest of his pack, which forms a flank behind him. And he says, "This is as far as I can take you.
Is there
Be
anything you
safe."
can tell us about this place?
Each tomb hosts an ancient king and their multitude of followers. The kings were ancient beings who transcended into immortal undeath by rites that they discovered from the moon.
God.
Mm.
It has
Uh-oh.
been curious of late. In the preceding months, 2 of those 4 lords of this valley have perished. Their bodies decaying to ash. Their hosts now run unchecked without a master and give challenge to the 2 that remain.
So they're at war with each other.
They are. One seeks to dominate the valley above all, and so must eliminate the others. Yet, even if one were to fall in battle, they would simply revive at some later stage. Such is the nature of their undead affliction. Although 2 of them have since passed, it is curious as to why this may be the case.
Did we kill anything that would be considered like a king?
No,
Nothing ancient.
So
No.
we didn't do that?
no.
Oh, usually it's us.
Not
that does
everything
it.
is our fault.
Oh
It's
yeah.
been
so
hard to
what about-
remember.
I'm not so sure Arthur Beaumont would agree with that.
Mhm.
Well, he's a
Well, he's reincarnating
Or-
now. He's fine.
He's a dipshit.
short-sighted. That's
Uh,
yeah.
But none of the Lich Lords will dare leave their palaces or tombs. Though they may strike at the adjacent tombs in turn, none dare tread into the valley where Kalimvor's guardian makes its sentinel.
this is a question to the DM, not to the
Sure.
not to Jura. Where is is the guardian in this valley, or is it in the Osseous
Yes.
spiral?
It's watching over the valley itself, the valley that cuts through the middle of these. So it's basically like you have this large open valley,
Yeah.
and then on either side you have 2 big tombs,
Am-
like these big ziggurats.
So is it kind of like that one part of Roktika, where you have those 4 different ziggurats?
much bigger? I was thinking more about like Korriban from Knights of the Old Republic. If you've ever
I
played
didn't
that
play
game,
that game.
Yes.
No.
Someone knows what
I'm
I'm-
imagining that temple entrance area of Roktika, but on a larger scale.
much larger. Let me see if I can find a picture.
Okay.
Something much more akin to this picture. I'll put it in Wiggle. Something much more like that.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's
these-
Sith
Hmm.
land.
That's
So they
just these
basically have like a. This is roughly what we're seeing is just like an open space with giant, like walls
ziggurats
and-
on either, like 2 big ziggurats on either side of the valley. Yeah,
I thought it was 4 ziggurats.
there's 2 on left and 2 on the right.
Oh, okay. And we have okay, and there's a guardian watching over all of it. So in terms
There's a
of the
guardian
higher-
watching down this. So basically, what Jiraiya's communicated is that there is some guardian of Kalimvor that watches over the open valley, guarding passage through the valley up to the Osseous spiral. And as a consequence of that guardian's presence, though the Lich Lords live in these tombs and battle and fight with one another, they will not set foot into this valley.
How do they fight each other if they can't go out into the
They're
valley?
adjacent. You don't know how they would fight the ones across the way, but like one will fight the other in the adjacent tombs. Like 2 are next to one another, they might fight each other.
So the guardian that we keep hearing so much about is basically watching very closely the exact path we have to take to go forward.
Unless you choose to go through the tombs on either side.
Oh Jesus!
I will say at that moment, if this will affect your decision-making process,
Sure.
as you stare down at the valley, this grave and ashen valley filled with what must be thousands of bones. You suspect bones of creatures that died to whatever this guardian might be. You hear a bellowing howl cut through the desolation. And then this howl is followed by another, and then another. And then a form at the far end of the valley shifts. And what at first glance seemed to be yet another statue starts to move. A behemoth beast that treads on all fours, its red eyes on its 3 canine heads piercing the dark in search of intruders.
Cerberus?
Quick, get the Seder snacks.
A gargantuan multi-headed hound.
I can't
Wow.
believe it's Is it bigger than the thing we just fought?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well. Whoa.
Hmm,
That's really big,
that's
Fout.
really big. A really big dog.
That's too big.
That thing's
Okay,
gotta have like way more hit points than I can even think of.
I'm just curious. Like, I would have to, or maybe I'm just misconstruing, but I would feel like Pale Moon Undeath stuff. Does Celeborn no cool with that? Does not like that?
Does
Doesn't really
not like.
care? Okay, so like these kings are probably doing shit he does not approve of.
He's basically imprisoning them. That's why
Oh,
this
okay,
Cerberus
okay.
is there, because they
Alright.
can't leave.
If we defeat
we-
the Cerberus, are we going to like loose them?
You don't know. It's a good possibility.
Let's start thinking of alternative solutions.
I don't think we want to
Yeah.
kill the Cerberus.
I don't really think I want to fight a dog that's literally bigger than
Can-
like a city.
Is it like literally like we can't get to the osseous spiral without killing the Cerberus?
Well, we don't.
You
Can we
suspect-
find the Seder sack?
You suspect that there are probably. Oh, give me a perception check.
Like, is it possible we could distract is a very
Well-
simple thing.
Oh, give me a
but
perception check. Give me a
Is
perception
it
check.
possible we could get in there without destroying it?
Give me a
Is it
perception.
possible
20
to find the Seder sack?
27.
I don't know what that means, Alex.
In
27.
Hades, when you have to get past your dog Cerberus, who you love very much and don't want to have to fight, you go into a bunch of like
Oh, right,
tunnels
right.
until you find the Seder sack, and it's a tasty snack for him, and he lets you go
Oh,
past.
tasty snack. You don't know. 31 for Ellen. What did Goff get?
27.
27. I'd say that. Okay, so I'd say this much. Distracting something of this behemoth size.
I
prob-
doubt that will work.
Probably not an option, and you suspect that it is not just guarding the valley, but probably the spiral itself. So, like, if you earn this thing's attention, it's probably gonna track you up the spiral as well. You will not get away from it. That being said, scanning the valley, you suspect you're making out just barely at the edge of your vision what look to be alternate paths up into the mountainside that seem to correspond to the edges of the tomb complexes. So if you pass through, depending on what side you take, you would pass through 2 tombs basically, and then it would lead up into the mountains, and you
Well-
would circumvent the Cerberus entirely.
You know that 2 of them are dead, so we could go through a path in which we would only maybe have to do one
The
confrontation.
question is, which of the 2 died?
You don't know.
We probably should have asked the giant
Then-
wolf.
The
We
giant
haven't
wolf's still
left-
here.
We haven't. We haven't
can
left.
we ask? Do you know which of these tombs lie empty now?
1 second. Let me look at my notes here.
What do
Well,
your wolf
I
eyes
don't
see?
think that he said they're empty. I think that they said that they have no leader.
Yeah,
I
well,
hope
they're
so.
not. Yeah, they're not empty because their
But they
leaders
don't
were
have a
destroyed.
powerful central force. They are
Yeah,
kind
it
of
would still be probably easier than trying to go through 2 of the other tombs with a leader.
Also, I don't think that Callum sent us to kill his guardian. If he's
No,
keeping these people.
I would prefer maybe not fight the giant
possible that
giant dog.
It's possible that even if we fight it, we may only briefly like incapacitate it and not actually kill it. I don't even know if it's possible for us to kill it if it's like a special guardian.
Anything, if it bleeds, you can kill it. Okay.
Okay.
So Jirah looks down the valley, and he looks at. He nods in the direction of first to the left-hand side. He nods in the direction of the far tomb on the left-hand side, the second tomb, and he says, "The master of that tomb Nurzak the Fleshless, one who mastered the arts of skeletal constructs.
Oh, Hera.
And then he directs his attention toward the right-hand side, again, toward the second tomb. And he says, Shordum the General, one who bore a host of revenants sworn to his cause. They no longer walk this valley. They're... What's the word I'm looking for? Their competitors, antagonists, the other ancient lords. Zalidax the Ethereal, one who commands the incorporeal beings of this realm. And Click-Six the Puppet Master, she who builds constructs from flesh and sinew.
So,
They still walk.
So, as a refresher, our two paths are through.
On the left-hand side, the closest tomb is Zalidax the Ethereal's tomb. He is...
So ghosts and shit.
It's ghosts and shit.
Spectral.
He's still around, but then the next tomb over no longer has a leader. That is basically Skeleton Tomb.
Right.
And then on the right-hand side, Click-Six the Puppet Master, she's got basically flesh golems and all kinds of flesh creatures that she's made. And then the far one is no longer has a leader, and that is intelligent revenants, basically.
I don't like the idea of intelligent revenants very much.
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. Also, like, any ghostly enemy is capable of a lot of nasty shit. I think flesh constructs are also pretty scary, but I feel like most of them all share a weakness to fire. Or maybe I'm thinking only of flesh golems.
I don't know things.
Yeah, flesh golems have a vulnerability to fire, and that I think that they go berserk. I don't think are vulnerable, but I think they go berserk. If they
Isn't there like one where if they get cut, what's the enemy where if it gets them on fire, it can't regenerate?
I don't know. Let me look. Maybe it is flesh golem.
Am I thinking of a video game? Like, I feel like there was a D&D.
Flesh golem has aversion to fire. It has a disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks if it takes fire damage. Yeah.
Did you have a special boss we fought that lit on fire?
That was one
yes.
of the Beaumonts.
Yeah, it was one of the Beaumonts.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking.
It was probably Arthur.
Okay, that must have been what I was thinking of then. Well, it sounds like we're gonna have something awful either way.
I don't think I was ever on that side.
Gently caress.
What?
Yeah, I know what.
I don't even remember what I said, so I don't remember what the joke. I don't know what the joke is.
It's awfully caress.
I thought
No,
it
it's
was. I'm pretty
caress.
sure
You're
it was
right. No,
gently
you're right.
caress.
You're
What
right.
are you
It's
talking
gently
about?
The fucking word filter on something awful.
Yeah,
There's
something
a
awful.
word-
Gently caressed. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's gently caressed.
That's why when you said it, I was like, what? How do you know this?
Because Danganronpa.
You're extremely online. Okay.
It got to the point where like it became part of Danganronpa for me. So like whenever sometimes people would like RP where whenever the characters curse, they would say it was really fucking good. I wish that it was still like that.
I love that. I love it
Anyways,
so much. Anyway.
sorry
Alright.
for the distraction.
Okay. So, I think Jirah casts his eyes over the valley once more, and he says, I do not envy your journey.
Well, either way, thank you for bringing us this far.
Of course.
All of your information and help has been Very useful, thank you. Hopefully, your hunting grounds remain unperturbed for a while.
You have done us a great service, and I hope that this will at least repay some of that. Should you ever find yourselves walking our lands again, know that you have safe passage here.
Thank you.
And
I'll bow.
he nods his large head, and I think with that he starts to turn, and the rest of his pack follows, and they trot on back into the wastes, leaving you with a decision to make.
Yeah.
Left, right, or center.
Center. No.
No.
He did say
No.
that none of the people nothing and no one within his employ would help us, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
We can safely assume that includes Serby.
I think
Oh
we
yeah, I
were
think if
just
that thing sees us, it's gonna be bad news.
Draw was just had a deal with or some kind of arrangement, but was not working directly under Calimbor.
Giraffe
Correct.
predates Calimbor.
Chirap predates Calimbor
Yeah.
within this world.
So that we lucked out on, even though we still had to fight off something terrible. But this is basically pick your poison. We don't want. I
We
mean,
do not want that.
if there are
Cerberus
if there are terrible, awful, evil undead kings and queens and whatever in betweens that are ruling, that are like imprisoned here, we don't want to destroy their jailer. That seems like a really stupid thing to do, especially if they are working with the Pale Moon. That seems like not a good thing to do. I mean, obviously there's only 2 of them left, but it still seems like a bad plan. I mean, I don't really know how that would reflect on the. I don't think we want to try
Let's
and
avoid it.
avoid
Let's
destroying
avoid it.
the Cerberus
Let's
or
avoid
whatever
the
it's actually
Cerberus
called.
entirely. Let's just
But
avoid seeing us.
Yeah,
Avoided smelling us, seeing
we're going to
us.
have to go through some really nasty undead shit. Otherwise, it's just a matter of, do we want to deal with spectral enemies and skeletons, or flesh constructs and revenants? Skeletons are probably stupid. What?
We've dealt with flesh constructs before. I remember there being some extremely nasty shit with spirits. I don't really want to tango with spirits.
I think we also are very concerned about the revenants, who are very intelligent.
That's so.
Then again, I suppose the spectrals can also be intelligent.
Can also possess you.
Yeah, that's
that's a real big problem. Revenants are just smart. They can't do that, I don't think. Flesh constructs are.
We've dealt with flesh constructs.
Well, what? I'm still wondering, why did 2 of them just suddenly like get destroyed? How recently did that happen?
Said within the recent number of months.
We didn't do anything to cause that.
You don't know what the time span was, though. What he meant by number of months. How many? Well, to a creature that old, anything could be a number of months.
Something happened with the Pale Moon?
We've disrupted a lot of its stuff.
That was
it. But I mean, isn't the realm of the dead, or whatever this plane is called, isn't it like separate from
Athara? Yeah.
It's separate.
It's in the outer realms, yeah.
I know this is not a question that I could possibly know the answer to in game, but like, is it, since there are multiple timelines and versions of our lives, is there also multiple versions of this, or is this its own thing that has no consecutive existing versions?
There's multiple versions of.
Every
well, you don't know. You don't know, actually. And it gets a little muddy.
Because Eldath was familiar with the Blackhearts, and
right.
she talked about, like, it seemed like she kind of
she kind of knew. I think gods. I think there's only ever one god. across multiple timelines and multiverses.
Could you imagine how
You-
fucked up
Can
that
there be
would
multiple Elysiums, but only one Eldath?
Yes, I would say yes.
Interesting. That's
Yeah,
fucked up.
because otherwise we would have probably met a bunch of dead blue hearts.
Sounds like the answer to why those kings got destroyed is out of our realm of understanding right now. I'm just very curious why that would happen if they're supposedly forever undead.
Mm.
Well, no, we do know that liches eventually degrade into demi-liches a lot, right?
Are they all liches?
They're all liches. You were told they're the lich lords.
Well, I mean, phylacteries are how liches get destroyed, right? If you destroy the
Yes.
phylacteries, they die.
Yep.
Did we destroy any important artifacts recently?
We?
It could have been like they could have been located in a place that we absolutely fucked up and we just didn't know.
we did.
Oh,
I mean, we
destroy-
have absolutely
we-
fucked up
we
several.
did-
Oh, I mean, and the place where
Alidamara's temple.
Donric was mustering all of his army, we kind of crushed that place, didn't we?
Primarily Medici destroyed
Yeah,
it. We
that's
sent it
true.
into space. He
It's
sent
not
it into
destroyed.
space.
It's out in space.
That's true.
But we,
You know, that's a very
I
clever
did-
way to like protect your phylactery for a really long time, huh? You just send it into space so nobody can find it. I guess it could fly into the sun.
Yeah, that might be a problem.
I think that
Yeah.
there's that space may not be the most perfect solution, but another planet could be interesting if
Maybe.
we have the ability to get to one.
Mm.
I'm sorry, I'm so focused on this lore that I'm not even thinking about where we need to go
I
next.
love it. I love it. I love
Just-
just dropping that little lore in there, and you're like, what the fuck does that mean?
Well, I mean, there's so much importance being placed on how these guys don't die, and then suddenly they just fucking keel over. Like, what the fuck is that? I know that we're not. I know that we're not the most.
What
most
is
important.
the answer, Falk?
Maybe you'll find out.
Maybe the Blackhearts did it.
No, Blackhearts are dead.
Yeah,
They
they
did
are.
it before they died.
They're in a tree. We
Let's
we
just
got
say
a
they-
lot of people in trees in this campaign.
Yeah, you do. Including yourselves at one point when you accidentally
That's
teleported.
true.
Yeah.
We teleported into the
foreshadowing.
trees.
Goff's
We
gonna
know-
turn into a tree at the end of the campaign.
We know
Aw.
a tree.
Oh.
We have
All right.
Applebee. Remember
So-
Applebee?
Yeah, he was a good boy. So, do you wish to make a decision, or do you want to leave that till next week?
We should make
I
a
mean,
decision
how
before
about-
we hit next week.
Is-
Let's.
Do we have like? Do
Why
I
don't
have
we-
a visual map of like what are the two ones on one side and so it's
On,
like
on the left side, it's specters, which still have
Mhm.
a leader, followed by
Mhm.
skeletons, which don't.
no leader. Okay.
And then on
That's
the
what I'm
right hand
gonna
side,
do.
you have flesh constructs, which still have a leader, followed by revenants that don't.
I'm gonna do this.
I have a question. Do you think the revenants are smart enough to be convinced to attack the flesh constructs?
You'd have to go through the flesh constructs to get to them.
Or could we go to the leader of
Wrong
the
way,
flesh
wrong way around.
constructs?
It's skeleton, no leader, specter leader.
Could we go to the leader of the flesh constructs and convince them, hey, your enemy has no leader. They are very weak now. You could lead an attack on them, and then in the chaos, we can just kind of slip through. But I don't know if the flesh constructs are smart enough to
You
take
don't know yet.
us to their leader.
On the right.
On
So-
the right. Leader, L-I... What? What kind of spelling of leader is that?
I think Mel got a German virus for a moment.
Sorry.
Mel, can you put that skeleton no leader down at the bottom of the box? The reason I made this is we're all gonna put it. We're gonna all put our own mark in what our choice is. I'm pretty sure no one wants to go to the center, but
Hold on.
let's do a tally on the board and then see what we get. Did someone pick the center?
That's me.
Oh, okay. What the suit pence? What?
No, I'm moving
he's
the text
he's
box.
reusing.
Oh, I was like, what the hell is this?
Harry's parents? Rule the
What
flesh
is on the
golems?
right again, Val?
Just the
Sorry.
fucking X Files thing.
Why don't you just
playing?
write new ones?
Because they're right. It's right there.
Oh,
Just
Yeah, but
click
you
and
know what else
drag.
is right there? The textual, Mel.
Good God, Mel.
Oh,
Sometimes you're an enigma.
The inner confines of my mind are an
Hard
enigma.
the inner machinations of Mel.
All right. So, do you want to put yourselves where you want to go?
I'm just gonna put. I wasn't even gonna put like a.
There's only
my
5 of
ca-
you, so that's actually an odd number. So there could be a tiebreaker.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Patrick
Because
isn't here
Patty's
to
not
vote.
here.
Who allowed Mel to just write
I'm gonna-
flesh?
I'm gonna.
damn it, Mel.
I'm gonna
Taking your
let's
privileges
so use the
away.
draw tool and just draw like a little.
Here,
a
I'm
little
deleting all these. I'm sorry, Mel. Get
I
out of here.
needed to.
I will write them. I will write them. You're DM.
I already know it's the right side. I'm voting for the right side. Just put a little tick in the box you want to go to, and then we'll decide from there. Even if there's one that has more, we can still talk about it. We should just start with having our marks on the board. The big deal breaker. Intelligent reverence is scary, but for me the big deal breaker is I don't want anyone getting possessed by ghosts.
Yeah, I'm not really.
That
keen
means
on-
Mido got possessed once and that sucked.
What's
so
the
now-
roll for save against a possession?
Charisma, I believe.
Fuck yeah, not that shit. No, man. If it was wisdom, I would think differently because we have the bonus. But like charisma saves, like only 2 of us can do that.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Let's go heads.
Well, it seems like
blessing.
everyone's voting for the same. Okay, so maybe we don't really need to talk
Roscoe,
about it.
no, you're not cheating with Roscoe. Get out of here. Roscoe doesn't get a vote.
Roscoe doesn't have to vote. But I'm
with
curious.
him.
No, I'm curious. No, I'm curious. Separate from our decision, what would he pick? I'm just curious.
I think he would pick the left-hand side because skeletons are made of bones.
It's a very valid point.
That is very valid.
100% accurate and correct. Thank you, Roscoe, for your valuable input and opinion.
Roscoe, you're the best of us all.
Thanks, Roscoe.
We're like all bloody and haggard leaving the second tomb. Roscoe's got a big old femur bone in his mouth. He's like wagging his tail.
All right. Well, it seems of the present players, it's a unanimous choice of flesh constructs and revenants.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully we don't regret it.
I would say, as you gaze toward that right-hand tomb, the flesh constructs tomb, you actually see a couple out front, guarding one of the entrances to the closest entrance to the tomb. It's these large, kind of like 10 to 11 foot tall constructs stitched together, holding spears. They seem to be kind of observing the area around them, being on the lookout for any dangers or threats.
That's us. We're the dangers and threats.
Mm.
Do you think they would know that the leader of their next door neighbor was just killed over dead recently? I mean, the big werewolf knew.
I don't know. Starting to get the impression that like all the people that live in the land of the dead know each other, know exactly what's going on. Like they're always updating their Facebook pages. Like they were the 2 that are gone were like the update from beyond the double grave, and they're like just died the 3rd time.
It's complicated.
Forever. Yeah, it's complicated. And then like their neighbors are like, ha ha ha, fuck you, and like posting a bunch of laughing, crying emojis. Like, so I feel they probably know. The stupid ongoing joke aside, I'm guessing they probably know, but
All right. Okay then. Well, if you want to leave it there for this week,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's
I
probably
feel
the
like
best
if
place
we
to
go,
stop.
we'll be going another like couple hours.
Yeah.
So we'll conclude there for this week, and next week we'll pick up with your how you're gonna deal with the tombs, and
Cool
finally
giant zombie.
making your way on to the Osseous Spiral and the Cauldron, and the conclusion of your journey.
Boy.
Okay.
Oh boy,
Oh boy.
I'm sad you didn't